Is that me?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
One of these days, I'm gonna figure this out. That when Joe whistles, it's time for me to go. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Monday night, and I can only mean one thing: the Degenerates with Dice Monday Night RPG Talk Show, your favorite tabletop bullshit extravaganza. And tonight, with us once again, we have Jen, we got Joe,
Hello.
we got Kristen,
Hello.
we have special guest Zane. And everybody's favorite resident internet dipshit, Noah, me. Ladies and fucking gentlemen, it's Monday night. Let's talk about some fucking tabletop.
All right.
Hell yeah.
So
What do we
have
say?
a couple things. We got a couple things today. We're gonna start the show off talking about Kickstarters because there's a lot of Kickstarters going on right now, including Neon Lords launching tonight at midnight. I expect all of you
Hell
to
yes.
back it.
Friend of the show.
Yes,
Yep.
yes. Um, also Zane has a Kickstarter, which we're gonna talk
Oh,
about
yeah.
later. And then yeah, we're gonna be talking a lot about Zane's game. He's gonna walk us through all of that, and then we're also be talking about Baldur's Gate 3 because it's almost impossible to not talk about it. And so yeah, so yeah, let's get
Don't let
started
him lie
with
to you.
that.
I bullied him into it. That's what it was.
No, I wanted to talk about it. I wanted to talk about it.
I told him, I said,
Joe,
you want
blink
an
twice
intro?
if you need help.
I said, you want an
What's that?
intro? I get to
Blink.
talk about BG3.
Blink twice if you need help, Joe. If you're against your will, please
Alright.
blink twice.
So we're going to, I guess, talk about Kickstarters first. So big news: Dolmen Wood has surpassed $1 million
No
in
shit.
funding for an indie publisher. That's huge. That's a lot
Hell
of money.
yeah.
I have backed
Yeah, it
it. If you've ever played any old school D&D, Old School Essentials is my favorite version of D&D. Gavin Norman's the guy who wrote it. He happened to write. He also write Dolmenwood, and it's blowing up like crazy. Oh hey,
I thought you
hey,
liked 5e.
hey, so do you not? I no. So yeah, Dolmenwood's big blowing up. Shadow of the Weird Wizard is over. I think $260,000 right now. Also check that out. If you like 5e, you'll probably like Shadow of the Weird Wizard. That's all I'm gonna say. It's like 5e, but easier to run, easier to play, and much more customizable.
Oh, so Matt won't play it.
Nope.
I can convince Matt to play. I think I can convince Matt to play because Matt and I have the same taste in games. I could probably.
I'll just tell
convince
him
Matt to
if
play.
he doesn't play, I'll send him shirtless pics of myself, and then he'll play.
Yeah,
I
that'd
think
do
that
it.
would just make it worse.
No, you just have
Okay.
to open the internet browser and you're naked somewhere. I'm sorry.
All right,
Yeah.
listen, fucking not supposed to call me out like that. There is a line, bitch.
Only on Microsoft Edge.
Only on my-
I'm just saying, Google me, you ain't gonna find shit. But if you open up Bing, you're in for a fucking time.
Was it Ask Jeeves?
Yeah, don't do not Yahoo the name Joe Stone if you if you
Ask
don't want.
Jeeves
Oh,
if
I
you don't
remember
know
those
over here.
videos.
Oh
What
Jesus
was it?
Christ!
DuckDuckGo. Do not DuckDuckGo my name. All
Yeah,
right,
don't
so,
type Captain Stabbing into
Crackers.
DuckDuckGo.
Wait, pause for a second. Do y'all remember whenever the search page was a bunch of search engines?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
Remember
yeah,
that?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow, we're old as shit.
Yeah.
Listen, I remember Netscape Navigator. Okay, I still
yeah.
remember keyboard shortcuts to Netscape Navigator.
Oh my
You
god.
guys remember the
Yeah.
AOL discs?
Oh,
Yes.
Uh-huh.
yeah.
They were
Heck, mine
everywhere.
on the internet used to come on a CD.
Yeah, and they were everywhere. They were like just pigeons. Like you would go into like a Kroger, and they would just be just stacks and stacks
Just-
of them.
Yeah, yeah.
That's fucking wild.
Oh man.
So Kickstarters,
Old
okay.
people talking games.
So Neon Lords, please back it because
It's fucking amazing.
I want add-ons too. So yeah, please back it. If you back, I think the first 24 hours, you do get a free Scratch the Stiff sticker, and I hope
Hashtag
it's the
Joe
Goblin Dick set, but we're not
Oh,
sure
I
yet.
hope it
but-
is.
Yeah.
Wait. You want to fill Zane in on that because that was
Yeah, I was gonna say, how
a
did you
weird thing to say.
how did you get to this scent? I
Uh,
I
no,
need
it's
I need
like-
to know the
you
process.
You gotta watch the previous Z. But Brian from Neon Lords, he went to a Scratch and Sniff company. He asked for all of their worst scents,
Oh,
And he was just like, okay, take all of these and blend them together into one scent. And they never got back to him. So hopefully he went to someplace else who did do
Oh my-
that, and we're going to get a goblin dick scented sticker.
I feel like he's a person that mixes M&Ms and Skittles and just sees
Yeah,
what happens.
yeah.
What's
yeah.
wrong with mixing M&Ms and Skittles?
That right
Nothing.
there is what's wrong.
So,
same shit
yeah,
that's wrong with Frosty.
You and I are not going to be
French
friends
fries.
again by the end of this. I can already tell.
So yeah, Frosties and fries. Yeah,
You
So,
can't
yeah, we're-
make that gesture at me. I have my clergy badge on.
we're playing Neon Lords. Hopefully on the stream here soon. Let me
Oh,
know what
yeah.
you guys want to do. Because I know, Kristen, are you running it Fallout next week, or do you want me to run Neon Lords?
I want
next
you to
week?
run Neon Lords, of course.
Okay. So we'll probably do that on stream. But what we have to talk to, we have to talk to Natalie and Maddie and see if they're okay with being on
I'm
stream.
so excited. Oh, they're talking about being ordained. It's Adam. It's fine.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Is that
So
Adam?
get ready for some live streams, some live plays coming in here soon. Also, Noah and I would be remiss if we did not plug our wrestling review show.
Fucking
coming up soon,
wrestling!
where we're going to
I'm
go
out.
through each WrestleMania episode and
That's
critique
right.
everything about it, about how cool
We
it is, about
are
how
going-
awesome it is.
We are
All
going
you
to
fake
completely
motherfuckers.
mute every WrestleMania from 1 to current. And then we will
Yeah.
give you commentary instead because fuck
Yeah.
Michael Cole.
Yeah.
Also,
we're way cooler than that guy is.
well, for sure, he's not fucking autistic, so fuck him. He don't know shit. And listen, you have not seen wrestling commentary until you've seen an autistic motherfucker give wrestling commentary because we're into that shit.
I feel like there's sharks in there somewhere. Are there
Yeah.
sharks in there?
What?
Sharks.
It could be sharks.
Yeah.
Shark Week.
Yeah. Wait, Shark Week.
So yeah.
Wait, like Discovery Shark Week or
Yes!
the?
Shut up!
Oh, okay.
So yeah, we're planning on doing that
It's
here
here.
soon. But right now we're going to talk about tabletop gaming.
I'll be right back.
Yeah.
So
Hope you win.
Zane, would you like to give an intro? Oh, we lost Jen. Hopefully she
She said she'd be
pops
right back.
back in.
Yeah.
She rolled out.
Uh,
You said tabletop, dude. She was like, no.
So
Just
you want to
correct
give
the
us
person.
like an overview of your game and some ideas about it? I saw that you have just gotten funded on
Sure.
Kickstarter.
Yeah. So the irony about the funding is we did a lot of early local demos and found people that we thought might be like really interested. Well, it just so happens we turned out to find like a couple of the right guys that were like, hey, whatever your top tier is, we're just gonna, if it's collectible, that's what we want, because we missed the MetaZoo train, so just make it something really, really large. So we're like, okay, and just made it like the top. So we were funded in like 13 nanoseconds, and I wanted to have one of those cool fucking badges, because everybody always flaunts their badges like funded in under
Yeah.
43 minutes. So I wanted to troll and make one that was like funded in under 13 nanoseconds. Fuck you guys.
Yeah, I saw there was a $10,000 one and somebody backed it. It was like, talk about a whale. That's amazing.
Yep. And it's actually like it's kind of like an angel investor. It's someone who
Okay.
knows the genre, knows TCGs, and was like, you know what, I maybe just want to be a part of backing this in case it gets really big. And
You can say it's Post Malone. It's okay.
it's actually
Shut
not.
up, Post
Yeah.
And if it is, also to tell him I want to play Magic.
You don't want to play Magic against Post Malone.
Yeah.
He actually has like Black Lotuses and stuff. He'll just-
Oh,
Yeah.
I know, and I would let him put them in his. Listen,
Zane, I hope
There-
you're not
no-
hearing like a track. There's not one.
no,
No,
no
no.
ban list,
No,
no
no,
ban
no,
list
you're
commander.
good.
Me and Posty, I'm wet. That's all I'm saying.
Go wash your
Like,
hands.
he would just.
I
He would
did.
destroy you.
Ugh.
He will destroy you.
I don't know. I got this mono white mommy issues deck, and it's
Did you?
pissed off all my friends.
This is a tangent, but did you see the fact that he has a machine gun mount on the back of his truck?
Yeah. Listen. So you know me,
Yeah, that's
and you
true,
know
yeah.
Posty. Like it's that Post Malone's my spirit animal. Okay, I love Austin
Okay,
Post.
yeah.
Also, him and my baby brother went to school together, and I'm pretty
Oh.
sure I've been to his house. Like I'm not bullshitting. Because Josh was friends with a kid named Austin back in the day when they were in elementary school, and the kid's dad worked for the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh,
Jerry
oh,
Jones?
there you go.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
back to the Gabe, sorry about the
if it
tangent there.
fits. No. By all means, I can ebb and flow. It's no big deal.
Yeah, that's kind
Um,
of how it works here.
You're gonna need to do that.
No,
Yeah,
yeah,
'cause
no,
you-
no issues. In and out, man.
You're in
gotta-
a room full of neuros.
you gotta-
Pisces.
You got a tangent, man. Roll with it. That always makes for that. That always makes for kind of sometimes the best D&D campaigns. You know.
We
You
are
gotta
all
have-
Fey touched. You're all Fey touched here, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, there you go.
But I'm double Fey touched.
Oh, there you go.
Charges are pending. It's fine.
Yeah. Just throw more
Wait,
shit
what?
on there. Angel, devil, fate. It's fine.
All right, y'all let him talk. Focus.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but
I walk away for 2 seconds and
and everything
Says
goes to
lose it.
shit.
You're the only one that doesn't have ADHD. That was your bad.
Yeah, you're supposed to be
Like-
like guiding.
Yeah,
the ship
Mom.
here.
my troublemaker FaceTimed me, so I had to answer.
Oh,
And
yeah.
he just wanted,
None of
and
us
he-
called you.
I know, but I will give him credit. He didn't call me asking for money this time. He called to let me know that Futurama is back on the air. And did I
Wait,
know?
they don't call you asking for money? What the fuck is this?
Hey,
Oh,
stop.
no. He,
Oh yeah,
Let me
sorry.
talk.
Podcast.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good.
You're pissing Kristen off. She's like,
She-
if
I
you-
tried to
Please.
make a good impression. I work with his friend.
Hey, it's,
That's
you
why.
can't have
Hey,
the money
this
because
is-
you have to spend it on dice.
hey, Casey is
Just-
chill though. He's
He tried to
he's-
fight me earlier.
what happened
if you
He
think
told me to kick my ass.
in Magic?
No, like
in real-
physically.
Oh my God!
You
Like,
probably deserve it.
I don't know.
I wouldn't throw down with
I
Kristen.
wouldn't- I wouldn't. I was gonna say I wouldn't be
Yeah.
I wouldn't be afraid of Casey.
I'm not. And I fight dirty, so it's fine.
Oh, yeah,
I'd
there
fight
you
Yeah,
back,
I-
but I ain't scared. I would.
Good.
She
good.
would end you.
No, because I wouldn't treat her like a
they're
lady.
both scrappy. Yeah, they're both.
Yeah, I
scrappy.
wouldn't treat her like a lady.
Yeah, it would-
Chris and I throw hands. We're throwing hands.
Yeah, there'd be
We're
like
throwing chairs.
eyeballs
We're
and
throwing
stuff,
fucking sand. We're throwing everything.
It's gonna look like the Battle of Montgomery.
yeah. Which, by the way, amazing. video.
Fuck
Like-
yes.
Like they
You like
got
that
a
one?
black
You like that
guy
drop?
to swim. They got a black guy to swim, and I was just
You
like,
said it,
know
not me.
shit. You know shit serious when we hit the water. When we get in the water, it's serious. You know what I mean? Like, like that was it.
Yeah,
That
like-
was it.
So,
And sorry, I could
So-
talk for a while on that too, but later. Okay.
tabletop meets collectible card game.
yeah. So it sounds funky. We get that a lot. People are like, how do you turn tabletop RPG into something competitive? I actually had a guy call my game blasphemous, and then I said, hey, did you read the Kickstarter? And he goes, well, no. I said, well, okay, if you would have read the Kickstarter, not to be a dick, I tried to stay civil with him, but I was like, if you
No,
would have
fuck
read the
that guy
Kickstarter.
specifically.
Well, I mean, well, here was the best part. So I walked him through everything slowly, and I said, hey, look, if you would have read the Kickstarter, you'd understand that the RPG aspect is only there in PvP if you want it to be. If you want to develop your character on the board, by all means, you can. But the RPG aspect is separate. He goes, oh, okay, so it's like a war game then? I said, yeah, the PvP plays like Final Fantasy Tactics in a way. It plays on a grid-based system, like you might see with the dioramas and terrains that in D&D that people make on a grid. And you have your roles have a movement stat, so you can move as during your turn. And the guy goes, oh, okay, so it's not like a true blend. And I said, no, it is, because the actual PvP has a deck building component. And he ended up deleting his fucking posts. Like, after I gave him all the information, my wife was like, hey, this might actually be good for us. Maybe people will see that. And then the fucker deleted his post. And I was like, man, that was actually good for us because it was informative. But I think he was embarrassed. So he's like, oh, I
Gotta
didn't
get those
actually
receipts.
read
did.
shit. So I'm gonna roll out. But yes, I have, over the years, I have taken inspiration from a bunch of different games. That I was a big MMO player back in the day, and like above all, I am an Ultima and EverQuest guy. Like, World of Warcraft had its ups and downs, but EverQuest was my jam. So I took a whole bunch of inspiration from games like that, and then I played Magic for a long time, and then I became that player who most people wish they were now, that there's like 744 fucking sets out, and you can't keep up
Yeah.
because every 13 minutes they come out with a new one, and then they cancel it. They
Like,
They
like
make
I
all
said,
the-
like on the last podcast, I stopped playing at Kamigawa, the original Kamigawa. And so it's like, I did not realize how many sets come out now. It was like 3 sets max when I used to play per year.
Bro, and
Man,
I'm
now
like
it's
a new
just-
secret
exactly,
layer every week.
And that's how it was when I first started playing. I mean, I was playing in beta. So when I first started
Yeah.
playing, I was playing in beta, and then I went from beta to unlimited, and then I think unlimited came after beta. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
I think
then
I think
went-
it was revised. Was it?
oh, maybe it was. Yeah, that
I
sounds
can't
right.
remember. Yeah.
I can't either. It was a long time ago. I was like 8.
Yeah.
But it was the same way. And then as I was entering high school, it was like 5 sets a year, and I was like, dude, I don't have enough cash for that. I can't stay legal, and I want to compete. So, but I took a lot of inspiration from games that I've played over the years, and I found all the mechanics that I liked that made sense, and I took those out. And then I took all the bullshit that I didn't like, and I vacated those, exit stage left. And then I just blended it all. And after I finished with the PvP component, I had been writing lore for what is now Roll of Fate, but wasn't. Back in the day, I just liked storyboarding. Well, it ended up coming to fruit now because I have this game now that needs this massive amount of lore, and I was just like, and moved everything in. So I have 20 some odd years worth of just storyboarding lore and just books ready to go. And that's what will really make Roll of Fate different than most of the tabletop RPGs out there right now. The big one being, I will host what's known as an official campaign, where I will DM for 4 selected members of the community. Well, like you guys right here, you guys get selected for the official campaign. Y'all play through the lore. Y'all run your party until you die. But all the choices yeah, there you go. And then all the choices that you guys make directly affect the way I unfold the lore. So if you guys come in and kill one of my NPCs, y'all basically shit on the next group because now that NPC no longer exists. So the lore is always living and ever moving forward. And
Fucking
will that
lore
change with
in
card sets?
perpetuity.
and it's controlled by the community. And
Okay,
that
so that
also go ahead.
That reminds me of L5R, because L5R had that concept back in the day before they just like jettisoned it after the whole big ending thing. If you remember that at all.
I don't. I've never even heard of it. I don't know what did they call it? Because I call mine player versus creator. So what did they call that?
Well, no, it was just a card game. So it was Legend of the Five Rings. It was just a card game like Magic, but it had a full lore to it. But every year the lore changed because everyone had a clan essentially. And like whichever clan you played on, if your clan won that tournament, they had stronger cards next year. So and it forwarded the lore of the story, and there was a definite ending. And so yeah, it's sort of like that. But
it is similar in a way. I was going to say, was there actual developer play? Yeah, I will be hosting. Got it. Yeah. So there's like, I guess, the major difference, but yeah, that's one of the I guess the larger differences. The game currently has 16 playable roles, which will only be available up through full release of the game, and then they'll come back at indeterminate times, but only in limited capacities. But I have the game slotted for longevity right now for a total of 64. I have 64 roles created, but they're going to come out, probably over the next however long.
I like the cook.
The chef, yeah.
The chef, yeah.
And I did try to I like unconventional classes, and that's kind of why you see some of like the chef and the jester.
Yeah.
And jester, I guess, can sometimes be popular in Dungeons and Dragons. I've only ever heard of like 2 people like, oh, dude, why don't you just make a fucking mix of rogue and a bard? You got a jester right there. So that kind of explains how the PvE, like the tabletop RPG aspect, is separate from PvP. But the PvP is meant to play in 4v4 combat, and it will be competitive, and there will be league play. I will get to the point where there is organized play, which we actually just recently partnered with a company called Cardio. I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with Cardio, but they run like an online play network. You can go in, there will be a card database. You can just go fucking see everything. You're talking about Baldur's Gate 3, which means you're either playing it on console or you're playing it on Steam. And since we're all on computers, I'm going to assume Steam. But so one other thing that Cardio does is they have an integrated system that will allow you to integrate cards. Like there's a quick access to automatically integrate the deck that you build directly into Tabletop Simulator. So that'll be a way that players can just say, "What? Yeah, I saw him." He's like, "What?" So you'll be able to build a deck in Cardio, and you just, "Hey, I want to try out these 50 cards," and then you make one click, and it'll automatically send the source code. It'll copy the source code for Tabletop Simulator.
Well, my flag's flying at half mast.
Wash your hands.
So, quick question: will there ever be like a 3v1 scenario or something like that? Because that's one thing I've always liked about the World of Warcraft games. Because I actually have one right here, the World of Warcraft card game.
Yeah.
Is that it had raid decks, which were just like the DM versus the players.
So yes, that is what player versus creator originally was. It was. So I'll give you a scenario. You guys are running through campaign, and y'all get to a point in my campaign where you basically unlock a boss. You're probably going to die to the boss, mainly because my bosses, just like World of Warcraft and other raids that I've done in the past, I took inspiration from the fights being mechanic based. So the players would have to deal with something extremely similar. You get the boss to 50%, something's probably going to happen. You don't adjust to the mechanics, you're going to fucking die. And when you guys die, not necessarily a big thing, your party has been the first to unlock said boss. So you guys will get recognized on the website. Your names will go up saying, "Hey, you guys unlocked this boss." That boss now goes into a player versus creator event, and players can sign up to fight that boss, but it won't be streamed, but it will be recorded. And that's mainly so that way I can keep tabs on if anyone's ever like, "Oh, hey, he did something differently." I can pull the video and go, no. The boss was the exact same for fucking everybody. Yeah. But it's not streamed mainly because if people start figuring out the mechanics, different teams that are trying to get the world first and all the goodies that I have slotted with it, they don't want to share their tactics. They might sell them or trade them or whatever. But so yes, to answer your question, yeah, there will be like 4v1, which is me controlling a boss in my lore. Yep.
And that affects lore going forward.
It does. Just like anything else.
So we're writing the history right now as we play.
Say again.
So we're writing the history as we play.
You're not so much writing the history. A lot of the lore is written. It's more of how it unfolds.
Okay, very cool.
So if
Like
you
a choose
guys-
your own adventure book.
So it's like a choices matter book. I have many different branch ways written out, and what I do is I call those lore anchors. They're lore anchor spots where a critical event is about to happen in the game, and I will record these. So that way, if players one night you ever want to run a Roll of Fate campaign, you really enjoyed the game before some dipshit pushed King Solomon into this portal and ruined his entire kingdoms. You can take that lore anchor and branch your campaign off of it.
Okay,
That's what
that makes sense.
that's what the lore anchors exist for, and it's mainly just for
Gotcha.
historical purposes for the community.
Gotcha.
But I have a bunch of branch ways, so kind of the example I just gave. You guys choose to kill King Solomon or you choose to help King Solomon. It's going to take the lore in a completely different way. You kill him, his entire kingdom might go into ruin, and that might set a whole different trigger of events going forward in the Roll of Fate official campaign. As where you help him, it's a completely different side. There is
Okay.
there's going to be a little bit of improv because obviously I can't control what you guys do. If y'all fucking run off on a tangent, and well, I'm going to have to improvise a little bit. But I have
This group
As-
would
as a
never
forever
run off on a
GM,
tangent.
I feel that problem.
me.
I mean, we spent whole sessions on tangents.
Shut up,
so-
Kristen. We're the most well-behaved tabletop group the
Hey,
world has
hey.
ever known. We are
We-
always
we-
on point and on
We have
task.
acquired 2 nuzzling mole rats.
You killed a person for no fucking reason.
There
See?
was a reason.
No,
You killed a
we didn't
dog
kill-
and Preston.
I did
Oh
kill
my
Preston
God.
Garvey and
Yeah,
Dog Meat.
yeah, we
so
didn't
that
kill
was
the
my bad.
person. We shot the lady.
Yeah.
Oh, that doesn't. I
Exactly.
mean, she's not dead.
It's just a flesh
Yeah.
wound. She wasn't happy about it, but it's her own
Yeah,
fucking
but
fault.
Yeah.
I did put dog meat's head on its steak on top of a vertebrate, so that was probably my bad.
Yeah, that's on you.
Oh, it was definitely,
Yeah.
that was definitely your bad. Yeah.
You gotta make.
Yeah.
You gotta make things interesting sometimes.
You asked for it. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Never mind, I can't say that word.
I'm a
It's family
chaotic
show.
neutral person. You introduce chaos, I'm gonna fuck with it. That's all I'm saying.
This is a family show. I'll be quiet.
So back in the game, I saw that you have unique cards that are like. I saw some of the foils that you had on there that were pretty cool.
Yep, yep.
Can you dive into that a little bit?
Sure. Yeah. So that was like one of the first things when I started printing. I thought, you know what? People like shiny things, so especially
Yeah.
card players. So I probably need to
Yeah.
figure out. Yeah, exactly. So I probably need to figure out foils that are a little bit more unconventional. Because if I do the same shit that everybody does, they're just gonna be like, cool, yet another TCG that does the exact same foils. So I will go off on my own tangent. Do any of you guys ever play the DBZ card game? Back in the day, the
No.
old one, they
No.
had the coolest fucking foiled cards. So I was like, dude, like no one remembers this game anymore. So I tried and went back and found some of my old DBZ cards, and I tried looking for foils specifically like that. And I found a few, but then when I started having to look for alternate like printing options, I started looking at machines that could allow me to make and print my own foils on the card. So that's where the game is going now. I actually am looking at a machine that will give me the capability to create whatever type of foil I want. If I want something looks like a stained glass, I can. If I want to just outline the fire on like a blazing sword, like a fiery Avenger style sword, I can foil just the fire. I can just pretty much create whatever I want.
That's pretty cool.
And that's where
It
I'll
is.
be going from there with foils. So the foils will likely get pretty radical. It's just a matter of like where the imagination goes from there.
Now, I have a question since we're talking about foils, and Joe can't stop me from talking about Magic the Gathering for a single fucking episode.
I want one fucking episode. Just one.
Hush! My turn.
We're,
Shut the-
we're also talking.
shut the hell
we're also
up!
talking about WotC again later. So like,
Can't you-
it's- I mean,
Are your foils gonna come to me bent and fucking ice cream cone shaped? Or are they going to be actual quality cards that are flat that I can lay on a table?
Noah has big feelings right now.
Yeah.
No,
or
no,
Like,
I-
you ever see like the little roller things on the quarters, like where they just like roll? With the
Uh-huh,
little
yeah, no,
pressing
yeah,
bits
yeah,
on it?
yeah.
Like,
Wait, just a second. While
No,
Zane's looking for
it's
that.
cool.
Zane,
I didn't spend $186 on this fucking Sliver Queen for you to, show up to me and it looks like this.
Hey, Noah.
Zane,
Noah,
Yes, sir.
do you have a magic card with you?
Do I have a magic card?
I
Sir?
just
Of course
need-
I have a
I
magic
just
card.
need- I just need an extremely crappy one.
Well, I don't know about crappy. I take care of my shit. Would you like a foil?
Sure, if you want to. Well, let's not do a foil because the one I'm about to show you is not a foil. So
The foils are the ones that are normally bent, but here,
Yeah.
let's just pull out this Monument to Perfection mono white because I like control, but I'm not an asshole, so I don't play mono blue.
cool.
Okay.
Not an
Mono blue
asshole.
is
So-
where it's at.
Take your card
Okay.
and I want you to bend it end to end.
Oh! Am I doing this?
no. What did you see? What he
No,
did?
don't
Look
do
what he
it.
did.
Don't
Wait,
do it.
what?
Don't do it.
Bend it in?
Magic cards don't bend.
In,
Oh.
end to end. Now let
That's
go
it.
of it. See, that doesn't look as good as mine does.
God damn it, I'm
Is it?
funding this. Hold on.
Hold it, Zane, real quick.
Let me. I'm
I
gonna
want you to
clip
know-
that. I'm gonna clip that.
Don't you dare!
That
Yes.
was my Lotus.
Your boy was quick on deck with your shit. All I had to do was say nerd shit. He said, "Check this shit out," and threw it on the desk.
That's right. Check
He
this
sent
shit
it
out.
back.
Blah.
Joe,
Yeah,
like
Casey and I have been friends for a long time, and
y'all are both Navy, yes?
we're both Navy. Yep.
Oh
and
God,
then-
I gotta go. I can't. I
Hey,
can't.
dude,
I can't
look,
do with fucking two of them.
you have been talking about semen since the damn channel opened. You're fine.
Wash
Yeah,
your
well,
hands.
you know how us
Noah?
Army intel guys are.
Noah, if I can handle you, you can handle Navy. You be
All
all
right,
right.
that's fair. Okay,
Jen is
I'm just
also a seaman.
Scotch.
No, airman.
No, airman, my bad.
Yeah.
Wash your hands.
Don't thank me for my service. Thank me for my cervix.
But but no, my foils won't. They won't come to you all jacked up.
That's
At least-
incredible.
And the reason, here's part of the reason they won't is because my packaging is going to be way different. But my packaging this is actually the first card that I ever created. But the packaging, there's the back of it.
Ooh.
It's a little
like it.
blurry, but you guys can see the Roll of Fate logo. And there
Yeah, I
is-
like the two dice goblin reactions. Oh,
Shinies. We must have
I can-
shinies.
I can actually
precious.
I can actually get you guys. Actually, hold on. I'll step out the camera for just a second. Be right back.
Oh,
I'll
I got
get you
I got a precious. Wait, I got
some- Oh, there you go. There you-
No, there's
Oh,
what's
yes.
in your card? Jesus fucking Christ.
Give me
We
1 second.
can't
I'll
have
get you.
nice things.
I'll get you. Hey, it's his stuff. Maybe I'll trick him with this one again later.
Do it.
Yeah, I fucking lick
Oh, see,
everything
every
I
time you
got.
can do it.
I ain't scared.
What the- God damn it, Noah.
1 sec.
Who's in
What?
charge
I'm
of
a
this
licker.
today?
I feel like that's the first time the 74 actually did come out on stream, though. So
Yes, which is a record. I think we're
That's
doing
not
well.
the 74. That's the 47.
is that the
We're
47?
The
just
74 stays in the backpack.
We're dyslexic.
Oh,
Yeah.
is that a
Yeah,
pistol
se-
build then?
And of course it is. Come on, bro. I got a folder and everything. You think I'm fucking around out here? I had to go to fucking Arlington the other day. You think I'm going with just a fucking Glock?
Focus, Zane's back. Focus.
Sorry, that was
Focus.
funny.
All right, he's got shinies.
So Noah, my packaging is a little different, and
Okay.
He wants you to look at this package.
well,
That's
yeah,
fine.
check it out.
He was the Navy guy. I understand.
It's boxed, so
Okay.
you should be good.
Well, no, we just was it last week or week before we were talking about cards in general?
Yeah,
Every
coming
fucking
to you, Pringled. My friend
Yeah.
The week
complains about
before,
that shit
the
all
week
the time. He's
before.
like,
Yeah.
why the fuck is my card already bent?
Well, it's like I just bought a couple of the Commander Masters Precon decks, and they showed up, and the regular just stock printed cards are fine, but then every single card that has foil on it for some reason is just pringled to shit.
You know,
Hell,
I'll tell you. I'll tell you
the
why that
one
is.
ring got a 9 from PSA because it
Oh.
was pringled.
I'll tell you why that is. And that's mainly because when you're dealing with foil substrates, which is, foil papering, anytime that shit gets hot, it's going to immediately start to pringle. So,
That makes sense.
I mean,
yeah.
think about it. They're making your cards, right? And then they go and they stack them and whatever. I've never been to MTG's warehouse, but that shit is not going directly into a package. It goes and it sits for a little bit until someone goes and stuffs it in, and then they stuff it in the package going, hey, or the machine automates it, wraps it in the package.
Yeah.
The problem is there's still a little bit of leeway and a little bit gap, and then you get stuck in the back of a truck, man, and then it starts.
Yep.
It heats and expands, and it has it cools, it freezes again.
Yep,
Yeah.
exactly.
And
And
that's why I buy proxies. No, I'm just playing.
yeah,
I mean, to be
That's
fair,
why-
though, they I mean, if they have a company that knows that they have a secondary market, they should actually stress test those. Because I mean, I work in
Yeah.
R&D, and that part of my job is like putting things in like 80-degree rooms with 80% humidity, just to try and break it. Because
Absolutely.
and we'll put it in for 6 months and just wait to see if it breaks.
Joe, that's not even hot.
Yeah, but I mean, like for a truck, an average truck, that's
it's
fine.
like, oh, are we on Texas heat or
Yeah,
what?
yeah. He,
what's
Well,
he
the-
said
I
80
can't-
degrees with 80% humidity, and I was
Well-
like, "That's a cool February."
that's-
Like, I don't know what we're
that's-
talking about here.
That's one of the
That's
mini
balmy.
rooms. That's one of the mini rooms. I can't give like the actual extremes that
Right.
we work at. But yeah, so it's like we actively try to break these things
Yeah, and
so that
rightfully so.
that tolerance is there. Yeah.
Yep, and there's another. That's another reason that I went with boxes rather than cellophane packaging. One, because Not that I'm a hippie or anything, but I do care about the future for my children. So I'm trying to
Yeah.
do what I can to make the packaging recyclable and
Not
not.
me. I'm
like-
building survivors.
Well,
but
cellophane heats up.
cellophane heats up, and it's just I have never once seen someone open a package of Magic and go, "Oh my god, the cellophane looks amazing. I'm gonna like
Yeah.
tack this on my wall." No, that shit just instantly gets they're like ripping.
I'm
They're
sure
just
there's
busting,
someone.
breaking packs and throwing them in the trash.
Noah.
But
Yeah.
the,
As somebody who likes to organize, as you can see,
yep, I can.
I love the idea of them being in boxes because that way, if I pull out certain ones, then I know everything is going to go back in that box and it'll sit organized somewhere else and it'll be nice and neat and it'll stay nice and neat and it won't pringle in my collection.
It's
Yep, and
horrible.
I don't do. I moved away from booster packs. My game does. Roll of Fate will not have booster packs.
Oh,
You
thank
can-
God.
You can either
thank
get
God.
you can either get a small cache of cards, medium, large, or a bountiful, and then the bountiful actually comes in.
Like a
I'm gonna
shoebox?
find it here in a minute.
Yeah,
It
it's
comes
not.
it comes in a smaller version of this.
Wow.
Okay.
So this is the starter box.
No
I
one needs
would
good
like.
hands.
I'm assuming that with the starter box that you have dice that comes with it.
Yes, yeah,
Oh,
because
um,
I'm trying to make it inclusive enough that if someone's never played a tabletop, I don't want to automatically assume they have dice because they might not. And if they don't have dice, let's say they do have dice, they probably have Monopoly, so they have a D6. That's not going to get them much.
Well,
So-
let's be
And
real.
also,
Everybody needs all the dice.
G-
Everyone needs all the dice.
Yeah,
I
TTRPG
agree.
players buy extra dice. I have so many custom game dice for each game that I
Mhm.
buy.
I
As
don't buy
well-
dice.
as well you should.
Bullshit.
Um,
Bullshit.
Well,
They're
I
all
have a
my
cursed.
question.
Every single one of them are cursed. but-
Oh, Jen has a question first. Jen.
So with your dice, are they custom for you or are they just a specific solid?
Nope, they're custom, and I can probably as soon as I locate my it's in the stairwell. I will grab it here in a second, and I'll show you the dice. So what I
With
have
Harry
done
Potter?
is what?
With Harry Potter? Like, where is your bag with Harry
The-
Potter? Is that what just happened?
Oh yeah, it's under the stairwell. I got a beck and an owl. He'll bring it.
Listen,
Bastard.
I see children's playthings in the background, so I'm assuming he has children, and if he has children, then he knows that they all belong under the stairwell.
Yeah,
Oh
I'll
my
do.
lord,
All of
no. But
He said no.
oh no, poor little
Wait, I-
things.
My question.
That
is-
special child, he must know what it's like to be loved. I wonder what that's like.
Oh my God, none of us were. This is why we're here.
Yeah.
The question is, whenever it gets down and dirty, and you're rich and famous, are you going to send the Pinkertons after us? Is the question.
So you will now someone clip that so I can show it to my wife. Full disclosure, my wife is an attorney.
Okay.
And after she is not a gamer by any means. She has a tenuous grasp on Duck Hunt, and that's if we're giving credit.
Oh, I like her. Okay.
But
Fuck that dog.
she fucking hates the Pinkertons. She's like, how the fuck did they get away with that? I would have fucking grinded their ass. And I was like, no.
That's how you know
yeah.
you made it.
So we
Yeah.
actually I mean, is it still in our Kickstarter? I think we stab at the Pinkertons. It's like right.
Really?
Oh, it's right in our oath. It's like we won't. Here's what we will and we will not do. And number one is we will not send the Pinkertons to your house and make your wife
Oh.
cry.
I'm back at this for
I mean-
so. Okay.
Yeah, this is a union household here, so yeah, the Pinkertons are not welcome anywhere near here. So
Yeah, exactly.
That's a valid question. I had to ask that question.
oh no, it's true.
Oh, I
'cause,
think
you know,
we think we're appalled by it. I was like, what the? Are you first? Okay, first off, that ain't even his fucking fault. He bought that shit
No.
online. Like,
Right?
Yeah,
yeah, if he
Yeah,
would have been those
he's just-
motherfuckers at Gen Con that stole the shit, oh,
Oh yeah, they stole $300,000.
I know.
It's like
and that's why I'm like, okay, Pinkertons, probably not, but I mean, at least
Yeah.
you have more ground to stand on. But the dude like purchased some shit online, got the wrong product, and then you break through his window like fucking Batman. Like that's not okay.
Right.
I mean, and
So-
also like the cards were already leaked. Like the information was already out. So like, there's no reason. Like it's
Yeah.
done. Yeah, what's done is done. You know?
Yeah.
And look,
we-
it was
yeah.
March of the Machines aftermath. Like it wasn't even anything.
Yeah,
that
it wasn't
special.
even
I mean,
like
come on.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's
Like,
not
I
even
could
the
see if
Fallout
he-
set or the
You,
Jurassic
Yeah.
you
World
leaked
set.
him the Lord of the
Yeah.
Rings 1 card. Fuck. Now
Yeah,
Post
like-
is gonna be after him. Post would have been hiring him. You're like, yeah, I got this.
I will
I'll get that.
tolerate
I'm gonna get
no slander of Post
I
Malone.
will get that card back. I'll get that
But
card
I
back.
mean, it's just we talked about that when it first happened, and yeah. I mean, luckily, indie developers have common sense, so
Dude, yeah. And we have it on our oath. We're like, hey, look,
Yeah.
we're not gonna make you guys babysit us. We know what a fucking moral compass is. Like, we'll use it. It's
Yeah.
fine.
yeah.
It
What's
does
that?
point north for anyone
Oh.
asking.
Mine does not. Okay.
Yeah, you're like, mine's broken.
I don't see
Mine
that.
just mine just spins and you gotta throw a dart at it.
Yay, oral
It's like the one in
compass.
Pirates of the Caribbean. It just points to what you really just want.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, can you give us a rundown of like the different tiers of your Kickstarter? What is it? It's already started. What is it ending? Any details you want to post here? You want to
Sure.
while you're here?
Shamelessly
Yeah.
plug.
Say again?
Shameless
Shamelessly
plug.
plug.
Hey,
Oh.
we're all about shameless over here,
Yeah.
Degenerates with Dice.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, any links you have to Kickstarter website, if you've got an Etsy shop for your stuff, if
Yeah.
whatever
Drop 'em
you've
in,
got
drop 'em
to
in.
hawk your shit, we are here for it.
Sure.
Except
Yeah,
that's-
no problem.
Except that's real shit. Don't do that.
I will.
We'll send you Noah's address for that.
I can
Wait,
get
why
you-
mine?
Wait, what?
Because you were the only one on camera besides me and Zane at the time.
That's fair.
Yeah, the website is relatively easy to get to. It's rof.gg. I will tell you guys now, but just because you're getting exposure, I have another one of these tomorrow with Dicebreaker. They're doing a like an interview and like an overview of the game, and I'm just gonna walk them through it. But the game, any of you guys Ready Player One fans?
Yeah.
Me.
Yeah.
Okay. I took inspiration from Ready Player One also because it's just I've always done things like that, or I thought they were cool when I was young. But the game, the lore of Roll of Fate is just littered with riddles and secrets, and each specific one has, I guess, what I'll call an encode, where once you get to the end of it, I will know because it has a flag, and I'll know who has figured out said riddle or hidden secret,
Are you
and they're
Jesus?
going to get some. There's a bunch of crazy prizes associated with all of them, and the
Oh, okay.
website has three hints on it right now. It's just a matter of whether or not people find them.
I love it.
Ooh.
Yeah, I can get you the Discord, and
Awesome.
the Kickstarter I can get for you as well. I think it's just roll_ofs_fate.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
then
we'll put them all in the chat. Jed keeps beating me to it, so I'm just gonna let her do it because she's quicker.
we do need to
Low-key.
jump
Oh.
back. We do need to jump
I'm
back
pulling
to
them
one
up
of
right now.
your other questions. You asked me about the uniques earlier. That's where I get
Yeah.
a lot of my controversy from. Mainly from the competitive players because they
Oh,
go,
we do happen to love a controversy here at Degenerates with Dice. Which
Noah,
is one of
learn
the
your
greatest
word.
fucking albums of all time because Prince is the fucking goat. God damn it! Controversy.
That's,
Which is
that's
my
low-key one of his best
13-year-old
songs.
daughter's favorite fucking Prince song. So you know I'm raising that kid right.
oh yeah, there you go.
Controversy.
Okay, so we all live and die by music. That is the sound.
Sorry,
like, that is how we
autism
breathe.
plus Prince is how.
Hey.
That's
But
Yeah.
one of the girls that plays. Okay, so the people on here are players on my Fallout tabletop table, and one of the
Except
girls,
for Noah.
No, he plays on
He,
both.
he plays on both.
Noah plays on
The
both of them.
fuck, bitch! I'm a
Uh,
central character at the Fallout
anyway.
table. Call me out like that.
Pump the
I
brakes,
said
Bin
not-
Ladens. Anyway, one of the girls made a Spotify playlist of every song that we've ever mentioned on our tabletop in the last 2 years. We've been running for 2 years. So
Okay.
it's Nuka Brown playlist on Spotify if you ever want to check it out. It's just a mishmash of insanity.
Okay, yeah, I will be honest. I don't use Spotify at all.
Yeah, because
uh,
Spotify is for brokies. We on that Apple Music.
I don't use Apple Music either, man. I
You
just
listen
use
to music?
I just run. Of course I do. Yeah.
I'll hurt you. Are you okay?
Oh yeah, I'm good.
Sure.
My I'm half robot though. I listen to a lot of I'll just go full out there. You can go and look through my music history, and it's like 95% Nightcore.
Love
Like,
it.
I
Love it.
listen to everything sped up just so that way, I don't know, it just keeps
Do
my
you
heart
have
pumping.
ADHD?
I don't. Well, I mean, maybe.
You should try it. It's really fun.
It's really
fun.
It is
badass,
really
dude.
fun.
It's fucking dope.
It's
I used
fun
to-
until you drink a Monster Energy drink and immediately fall asleep. Then it's
Right.
not as fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's fun to get the GM
I-
these motherfuckers.
So I do not
Yeah.
have I do not have ADHD because I can slam monsters and they just don't do shit for me.
Well,
You might have
yeah, you
ADHD.
might have ADHD. Yeah, the whole point is that like caffeine
I don't-
responds whatever your brain wants
do
at that
not-
time.
I don't fall asleep though.
If cocaine makes you focus, I got news for you.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
So
Go sit
I'm
down.
so. Hey, remember? She knows I was in the military with Casey, but then after I got out of the military, I was state police in Texas. So,
Yeah,
I
he's
was-
Oh,
sitting
so you
there.
definitely did coke. Okay. All right.
oh my god,
No one knows at least a few of them that did. So
I
Hey,
refuse to
Fucking
name names.
Texas.
That's- I
We
don't
had-
know anything.
Fucking Texas.
There's no
had,
corruption in the state of Texas ever.
shit, dude! One of the dudes in my class got freaking nailed for some bullshit, and I was like, oh my god! And he was like one of our team leaders. I was like,
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah,
Nope.
yeah, yeah.
Nope.
Really, the
nope,
higher
back-
up you go,
back on track.
the
Back on
crazier
track
you
before I
get.
get in trouble.
Focus!
Yep.
I've been a
Um,
good boy for
putting
15
Noah
years.
in
Damn it, leave
danger.
me alone.
Putting Noah in
But-
danger
Good
right
boy.
now.
Good boy. Uh-huh.
I'm
But
in
the-
danger.
Well,
The
I mean,
unique-
I think
the
Kristen
unique
also
cards.
knows the same people. So,
what questions do you have about the unique cards?
like, so is it just
Or just
are they
what-
seriously like one-on-ones, or are they just?
So the tournament legal version is one of one. It will be a one of one card. They are being when they're developed. I am making them in a way that they're more balanced. You're not going to ever see a unique card that someone looks at and goes, I mean, I can just play that and win a game, because that's not how it is.
Yeah.
The unique cards are actually rooted in lore. That's why
Okay.
they're unique, because
Okay.
if you have someone fighting with Excalibur and then
Yeah.
another dude has Excalibur, you're like, wait, the fuck? So
Yeah.
that's how unique
Oh,
cards come
okay.
into play. It's more of, yeah, they're rooted in lore. So used to always chat my ass when I was playing World of Warcraft, and I'd see like 20 people running around with
Yeah.
like the Warglaves of Azeroth, because I'm a lore whore, and I'm going, the dude only had one fucking pair. Like, what is happening here?
So it's
So
sort of like you could have a +1 sword, but like each one has a name based on the lore of the game. But like ultimately, it's still not game breaking.
it's not game breaking.
Holy
You're not,
Avenger.
nah, man. Anything, any of the uniques, unless their unique ability on the card is like, it can't be like, this piece of equipment can't be destroyed. Everything gets balanced in a way that I created an algorithm and a matrix that will allow me to like assign points to cards. The uniques have maybe 2 more points than the other cards, so they are a little bit stronger, but they get countered just like everything else. Like, oh, check out my unique Excalibur, and then someone plays a card and destroys it, and if no one can disrupt that action, well, your Excalibur's in the same place that all the other fucking cards are in your discard pile. So nice
Awesome.
card. Yeah. So it's, I've had controversy over,
Controversy.
I've had controversy over it, but ultimately, once I explain it, people are going, oh, okay, well, that's not. And the effects that you get on unique cards can be almost mirrored by, for instance, set bonuses. You can get the same effects, maybe not to the same magnitude, but you can get something very similar. Nothing that I've created so far is so far fetched that it's the only thing in the game.
So we have cards with set bonuses too.
Your equipment, yep. You can.
God
So the way
damn it.
so the way Roll of Fate plays is you would pick your roll card, whichever out of your collection, whichever ones you've got, and
Yeah.
you would build a deck around it. Or you would figure out what your 3 friends are going to play for PvP or tournament purposes, and you guys would collaborate and say, hey, why don't we try these 4 rolls? Then you
Yeah,
build a
that's-
deck around a
that's-
specific strategy.
That's how
Yep,
the World
so-
of Warcraft card game works too.
Yeah.
There's a
and-
class. You have like your class character, and then you just build equipment and allies around that class.
I'm so happy I get to ask this question 2 weeks in a row. So where's the bard?
Is it
He's on the
Jester?
website. No.
He's on the website. Okay, well there we go.
Scroll down.
Do
Scroll
your
down
due
to
diligence, my guy.
scroll down to V, and you'll see.
Intelligence is my dump stat. How many times do I have to tell you this?
True.
It's
True, I
charisma
really
and
think
nothing
it's
else.
charisma.
Wisdom is another stat, though.
Charisma, strength, we're good.
Virtuoso.
Everything else,
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah, my virtuoso is technically the bard.
I love it.
Okay.
Yep.
So we have a little saying here at Degenerates with Dice, which is Bard Gang Best Gang.
Hashtag Board Game Best Game.
Hashtag Bard Gang Best Gang.
Hey,
Because
dude,
you know,
I won't disagree because I played a bard in EverQuest, and that was my jam. So I wasn't gonna leave lyrics out, man. Like a lot of the roles, the characters that are in the lore, they come from characters that I've created in the past. So I just swooped them in.
yeah. That in fact, that's when I stopped playing early access Baldur's Gate 3 when they were like, oh, by the way, Bard is now available. I was like, well, I got to stop till this hits full release. Not blowing my load on the beta.
That was
Yeah.
for the gaming win. That was my gaming win for the week. Is that I went and tried a bard. So
How'd that go?
She's doing good. She's doing good. I made some mistakes in my last playthrough, so I was like,
Bard shit.
okay, I need. No. That was with my ranger. So what I figured with this bard is I'm doing a I did it. What was it? The College of Swords, I think, because I wanted to be able to hit.
Ah, Battle Bard.
Yes. So
I mean, I have to do something.
yeah,
Just
I
saying.
can't
Fucking
just sit there
team
and
is
play the
getting
flute.
slaughtered, and all I'm doing is playing
Uh,
this
see,
fucking
see,
flute.
that's
I'm really
see,
good
people
looking
just don't
pretty.
realize you don't have
is
to. You
mockery.
don't have to fight anything if you seduce them first. That's all I'm saying.
You're right.
I just,
If the
Like,
boss
that's-
is down
Unless
to
they're into
fuck,
that.
then why fight?
yeah,
Unless
exactly.
they're into
Like,
that.
like that's
Hold
that's how I look at a bard. Like you gotta.
That's how I've been married this whole time.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Well, you did marry a cockroach in the last game too, by the way.
Oh my
Don't worry,
God.
I got plans for that.
Zane, Jen had never played a tabletop before I recruited her.
Yeah.
So
So,
I
the,
have
the
Oh.
Fallout
strength to
tabletop
join.
was my first.
Rad. Yeah. Okay. What'd you think?
Um,
Yeah, Jen.
Well,
So
she's
my-
on a
my-
podcast now.
Shit, I never.
my
Don't
my
ask me
old-
that on here.
no, my oldest son is 21 and he plays D&D with the Discord group. He got into it when he was in middle school doing some after school tabletop games. So he did Magic for a while.
Absolutely.
And he still has those cards somewhere in his room.
Just want one
But
more
he
second.
when I was like, okay, if he can play D&D and he can run some campaigns, and I've read some of his stories and stuff with him, like, okay. So
Yeah.
Kristen's like, hey, somebody down for this Fallout D&D? I'm like, okay, sure, I'll
Yeah,
try it.
yeah.
And so I told my kid, I'm like, hey, I know you have like all this dice. Can I borrow a set?
Just one. She only wanted one set.
I thought that's all I needed was one set. I'd be like, all right, I'm good. And my husband's like, no, we have to get you the Fallout set. I was like, okay. And then
It is a pretty set of dice. The Fallout set is a pretty set of dice.
It is.
the
I have to go check her out.
then
I love the dice.
Blue and gold.
Yeah.
the that one set of dice turned into two set of dice, and then there's more dice and more dice and more dice.
Absolutely.
And my niece came over. My niece is 9. She came over one day. And we do these little games where it's like a drawing challenge where you draw this number, roll this number, and this thing you draw based on that number. And so I was like, oh, I said, we can use my special dice. And she goes, you have special dice? I'm like, yeah, look at this. I said, so this one has the 4, the 6, and all these. And she goes, oh, I love this one. Can I have this one? I'm like, no. Get your own dice.
No,
Get-
that's a set.
Little girl.
No, you
this
don't.
is
You don't fuck
This
with
is
the
a
set.
$30 set.
I was like, no.
Next time bring lunch
These
money.
grown folks dice.
Well, so that's what I told her. I was like, no. I said, well, get you your own dice, though, and we'll get you to play. I said,
Yeah.
but you got to get your own dice.
We're going to get
Yeah,
you
yeah.
basic baseline chess X black and
Well,
white
with,
dice to start
Yeah.
out with.
Natalie,
Like a
with
Nokia
her
phone?
baby,
Yeah.
with our one of our table mates had a son recently, and we are like, you know what, well, we got to get him some dice when he's big enough. And I looked online for large, like plushy dice that
Mhm.
we could gift her for him.
Oh
And
yeah.
sadly, the only thing I could really come across was, besides like a D20 pillow, there was like these foam dice, and I was like, I don't want foam. No, that's
Yeah.
no.
We need to get one of those plushy D20 dice bags, like the look like the big D20s that you zip up, and just
You
put one of
zip.
those heartbeats from Build-A-Bear in it, and like stuff it.
There you go. That'll work.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
Shut the fuck up.
So yeah, we have we've been gaming together for what, 2 years now?
2 years.
Yeah, next month will be 2 years. And definitely we have learned that gaming makes family.
Hey,
Also.
that right there is the whole. That's one of the whole premises behind Roll of Fate. Is I used to love Magic, but I got tired of playing 1v1 all the time. That shit's just boring.
Yeah.
Like, why do I want to play? Why do I like? I'll just go fucking play Magic Solitaire. It's fine. Like,
Well,
I'll just play by myself. Like,
It's also like
Zane,
a weapons race.
can I introduce you to Commander?
yeah. See, that's the other thing though, man. Talking about energy drinks making people fall asleep. Commander makes me fall asleep. Like, the games are like 9 fucking hours long because people are like, oh no, I don't actually want to shit on everybody right now because I can, because I just want the game to go longer. And I'm like,
Oh,
dude,
you're playing with the wrong you're playing with the wrong people.
no, exactly. And that's the other. I know I was playing with the wrong people. That's why I stopped playing Magic, is because I got tired of being in tournaments, and I'm sitting there playing and I'm listening to my opponent bitch to me about how their deck is not working properly all the time. Like, that was all I played against anymore. It's just Magic players that were bitching about playing Magic in a Magic tournament. And I was like,
Yeah.
dude, just if you don't want to play, don't fucking play. Like, just
I
don't play.
discovered I've only been playing Magic a little over a year now, and I've decided Magic is it's Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon, but for toxic people.
Yeah.
So it's like League of Legends, but a card game. Oh wait, they have one of those too.
exactly. 100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had the secret layer drop for that I bought last week. Thank you.
I have in my repertoire, and I'm not afraid to unleash him once the game starts going places. The most toxic player in League of Legends ever. The dude has successfully taken multiple accounts between all of my friends and gotten them fucking all banned, including his account that I got the chance to see. He's really good, in fairness. I got to see his email of them saying, "Hey, we'd like to welcome you into the fucking whatever, the Champion League or whatever it was at the very end." And I was like, "Oh my dude, you're past diamond." So and he's like, "Oh yeah, all I got to do is like win these extra couple games." And then the next night I roll in from work and he's like, "You're so fucking bad. You're just trash." Like, Evan, dude, you're gonna. And then he ended up getting his account banned, and he was this far away, like so close.
I've had a few comms bans, but that's it is what
Dude,
it is.
getting 13 accounts permabanned is a fucking feat. Like, I feel like I need to give that dude an achievement.
Yeah. Put him in the game.
He's in fairness to him, he is a very, very good player. The problem is he's a leader, and you have to follow his lead. And if you don't, he just loses his shit.
Nope.
Doesn't work.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's
That's
like
the word
Kristen.
that you-
Yeah.
Oh, fuck you.
And I don't mean it. I don't mean a leader as in like he has great leadership skills. I mean, he wants to
just
be the
wants
guy
to
at the
be a
front.
leader. Yeah.
But in fairness to him, if you listen to him and you follow his strategies, you're probably going to win, because he was.
Oh, so like Lando.
Yeah.
So that's where it's where
No,
it's
that is not true
good-
at all.
good player, not a good person.
Just
Yeah.
well, I want to say he's not a good person, but yeah, he's not a. His teammate skills are subpar.
Yeah.
Subpar. That's a PC way to say that, huh?
Yeah. You
I
know,
think that's we're keeping it
politics.
pretty clean this time.
Yeah, because we was in the Call of Duty lobby was a dog shit.
Yeah.
I can't do
Yeah.
Call of Duty lobby.
Dog
I really
water,
don't like
bro.
hearing. I really don't like hearing the N word, and like if you don't like
Oh,
hearing
shit.
the N word,
Oh, dude,
Call
bro,
of
that's
Duty is
every
just not-
second word in COD.
Oh yeah,
And,
no,
like,
it's
just some 7-year-old just screaming it into a microphone, just like it.
Stop
it.
it.
Just,
I call it
yeah.
I call it the N-bomb sandwich, because they just
So-
No.
yeah.
I didn't
Oh,
get
it's
to tell you
bad.
guys this last
really
week because I
bad.
was slightly embarrassed by it, but it's actually turned out to be a good thing. So, my daughter went to
happens
go
to all
hang
guys.
out. Yeah, I'm old enough. But no, so my daughter went to go hang out with her older sister for a week before last, right? And so Courtney and I are sleeping, and I get a text at 2:17 in the morning from my youngest, who's 2.5 hours away. And so I was like, oh, dude, I kind of like, snapped out of my slumber, and I was like, what the fuck? And it's, hey, Dad, when I get home, we have to play Call of Duty. My 13-year-old. I'm like, I can't do this right now. So whatever. I text her back the next morning. I'm like, why do you want to play Call of Duty? Well, this boy from school wants me to play Call of
Oh.
Duty. I was like, number one, no. But number two, let me think about it. So I call my brother. I'm like, yo, Rain wants to play Call of Duty. What do I do? And he's like, oh, we're going to turn her into a 13-year-old toxic COD god. I was like, okay, all right. So we get her a copy. And she has been only allowed to be in my private Discord, right?
Yeah.
That's just like the family and like 5 very close friends. You know what I mean? Never in game chat, whatever. So then she goes, oh, well, my friends want to play, so I need a headset, but I'll buy it because I have money. I'm like, okay, so take her to GameStop, get her headset. And I forgot that if you don't enter a Xbox party, then you are succumb to game chat.
Game chat.
Yeah. And so we're sitting there playing, and I forgot she was not in the Xbox party. And she walks from her bedroom to my office, where I'm currently sitting, with this look on her face.
Oh, poor baby. Poor sweet summer child.
Oh my
Dad,
god.
they're so racist. I'm like, yeah, I mean, I don't know what to tell you, kid.
There's a complete lack of accountability. That's just kind of what happens. Yeah.
It's toned down a lot. I'll say that, but
Yeah.
it ain't Modern Warfare 2 in 2007. That's for sure. But yeah, it's
Dude,
pretty
that-
bad.
the worst.
Dude, that
Oh,
wasn't
man.
any better. Yeah.
Yo, if I walked in
So-
on my son acting that way, I would beat the ever living fuck
Yeah.
out of him.
Oh no,
I
you
know.
yank that headset off, yank the
On
controller
mic,
away.
yo, you will
I
cry.
mean,
in
listen,
front of your
I
friends.
don't want my daughter dropping racial slurs on people, but the other day, when I heard her say in my ears while we were playing Call of Duty, "Yeah, get shit on, kid," I was like, "All right,
Yeah, it's fucked. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, that's,
you're your daddy's child, 100%."
you know,
Oh Lord, help us all.
We all know she's your favorite. We know.
So,
Everybody knows she's your favorite.
Yeah, she's my favorite.
So, Zane, do you have anything else you want to plug before we switch over to the Baldur's Gate news?
no, not so much. Again, I was trying to get it to where I could get my background set up so I could have showed you guys some of the card images and whatnot, but
Well, you'll have to come visit
Well-
us again.
Yeah, sure,
You're
yeah,
always
not a
welcome
problem.
back. Yeah, and if you
Yeah,
want to
yeah.
run a demo on the channel, just let us know. We can totally make that happen.
Sure.
We can
Yep.
set that up.
Yep. Yeah, we can get that going. I don't see that being an issue. I need to send you guys some product, which we just ordered a bunch of boxes for, so I can probably get you guys some like some demo product and whatnot, and then yeah, I'm sure we could run something on here.
Well, as soon as I can get to where I can focus on one thing at a time and be able to,
Oh,
read
never.
credit card numbers, then I'll back the Kickstarter, because I have been browsing,
Oh
and I'm
man,
like,
you're
fuck, stop browsing, pay attention, Noah, God damn it.
There are so many good Kickstarters going right now that it just kind of hurts my soul a little bit because I can't back everything.
yeah, but
I spent like $600 last month backing stuff. I'm like, okay, I need to call. I don't make.
yeah,
I'm gonna-
and it's
It's-
real easy to do too. So you
Yeah,
just see so
yeah.
many things that you want, and you're like, oh man, especially if you have any of that that collector blood, you're going, oh my
Oh,
god,
yeah.
is that an exclusive? Oh god,
Yeah,
Damn
yep,
it.
no, nah, yep.
I just
you get 3 of them? He's only making 1,000?
Listen,
Does he have a limit on this shit?
do you see this box? Do you see this box?
Yeah.
This is all like.
Please tell me you
fuck
didn't pay for that.
I didn't.
That was
pay
an
for the box.
exclusive?
No, I didn't pay for the box, but I no, I'm not retarded. I buy singles. But yeah, no, this is all like go fuck yourself, like 50 and up. FOMO cards.
Oh, there you go. Hey,
Here's what I'll say. My book collection is worth more than what I paid. So
Hey.
I buy the collectors and all that, and they're worth more than what I paid for it. My plan is to like liquidate all the stuff that I don't want to play. In like, I guess 15 years, my nieces go to college. Just be like, okay, your college is paid for. Don't tell them that. But
Yeah,
like,
you're-
that's
yeah,
my
you're-
telling
plan.
them.
It's just to be like, just to liquidate a bunch of the games I don't play, and just be like, all right, there you go.
and the funny thing is, I haven't played. I mean, aside from things like tabletops, I haven't played a whole lot of games, and it's been a while. It's been a few
Yeah.
years. But then I started getting more into it. I have to do my due diligence and research. And I'm sitting there going through Board Game Geek, and I'm like, dude, fuck, there are a lot of people that play a shitload of games, and people have
Yeah.
pictures. I'm going, bro, you have an entire room dedicated to boxes.
Mhm.
Press F to pay respect. Sweet
Mhm.
Jesus. Yeah.
Discourse Minis has an entire room dedicated to miniatures, and if you know the prices on those,
Oh,
that's
well,
just insane.
Yeah, I'm well aware. Let's not
The
talk about
funny-
my $400 fucking No,
Dude,
we're not.
the funny thing is, how much do you know about minis and making them?
Oh, they're
I
not
know that
cheap to
the
make, but
$400
like,
pterosaur that I bought a couple weeks ago probably cost 37 cents to make and $2 to
yeah,
paint.
You're
But,
you're
you
about
know.
you're about right, because once you
Yeah.
figure out once you can get it 3D print, once you can get
yeah,
it
resin,
3D
the
modeled,
res- yeah,
Mhm.
you get it
the
you
resin's
get it
cheap.
3D modeled, dude, and then you get it into a cast. Once you run a cast, it'll cost you like $1,000 to get the cast made. But then after you cast it, I mean, you could make gelatinous cube minis or the size
Yeah.
of my head, and it'd cost you like 3 cents.
Yeah, I'm
And,
well
then,
aware.
and you're
They
just
use-
you're just
They,
yeah, it's
They used to be made of pewter, so you could at least melt them down and get something out of it. Now it's just
Yeah.
like, okay, like,
resin.
why am I spending $40-$50 on a single Warhammer 40k mini? Oh,
Exactly.
Yeah,
When,
I
when
got-
we, when we know damn sure it costs $2.
I
to
got
right
make
back.
a package.
real
Yeah.
mad when I started buying minis, and my buddy was like, "Just send me the STL file and
Yeah.
give me $1." And I was like, "What?"
Yeah.
He's like, "Yeah, look,
Yeah.
filament." I was like, "All right, well."
Yeah.
Filament. Yep.
I
Right.
am grabbing a 3D printed thing that my husband made for me.
Jen's our crafty
When
bitch.
Rad.
this was done early in his 3D printing.
Oh yeah.
But this is with his filament printer. He has resin now, so we've got
Yeah,
good
that's
old whoop, Mr. Handy.
I remember that.
Oh,
Oh,
Jim
no!
broke it. Oh shit!
Sweet Lord.
Clip
Hey,
that.
he's really wasteland. He's really
armed.
wastelanded now.
If he punches a super mutant behemoth in the dick, I'm gonna be mad.
He
No.
Jim keeps
Jed!
breaking things.
Okay.
He's
Don't
been-
show Mr. Jim.
he's
It's a quick
He's-
release tab.
Don't show Mr. Jen.
Exactly. So yeah, it's Mr. Handy, and he still has some work to want to do to him. He wants to remake him. He's got a few other things that he has. Oh, I've got fusion cores that are sitting in my room right now,
Yeah.
where my Fallout dice and stuff is.
Yeah, that's
um,
rad.
But yeah, with those, I mean, it depends on the printer on how much of a pain in the ass it is.
Yeah.
This one was done with filament. He did a Protectron. We did that one with resin because we got to use the clear resin with it.
Yep.
So got to make the dome on it. And it had some arm issues, and so it's on the to redo list.
Gotcha.
And
Minis is our next step, but minis is
Yeah.
I have to find someone who can. I need to go get a program that I can start making the 3D STL files, because I do the majority of all the art for Roll of Fate, and I just need to 3D render them basically, so that way I can port them into an STL file. I
Dude,
have
it
a
must
guy
be
who
nice
can.
to be talented.
Hey man, the only reason I know how to turn something into a 3D file is because when I was in Highway Patrol, I was a crash reconstructionist, and I learned how to use CAD software. And sometimes they're like, hey,
Okay.
you have to turn it into a 3D model. And I was like, damn. So they had to send us through schooling to teach us, hey, if that car goes off this embankment, you need to show the embankment, and then you have to do the speed calculations. And so now I know how to make things into a 3D file. So that came in handy.
I'm
But-
just a redneck with a chainsaw who found D20s.
Hey, Yeah. Hey, there's nothing wrong with me. You got to spend your money somewhere.
Yeah.
Fact.
I think the
Tail
hardest
trees,
thing
yeah.
I've seen with minis has been the painting on them. You know, they're
Yeah.
Yeah.
easy
Yeah.
to print as long as depending on the printing that you're doing.
They
I
just
know
take
with,
a long time. Like
yes,
casting is so much faster, and it's in like 3D printing. If the game starts to gain steam, I can't use 3D printers. What am I going
Right.
to do when I have 300 LGS stores going? Yeah, I
Right.
need 10 of each. I'm going, fuck me. I'll just employ all the state, I guess. Can't do that. Shit takes too long. So I have to like larger.
it's
yeah.
good for single things and prototypes and
And
such.
prototypes is the one. You get it 3D printed with the STL file, then you take it to make a cast mold out of.
Yeah.
And then once you get it cast molded, you basically make 1,000 of them every hour, and it's snippy snap.
Sweatshop.
But man, painting them, I do some small detail work with crafting as far as sewing and crocheting
Yeah, it's
and
hobby work.
card making goes. But man, that painting, I've tried with some of the stuff like we have like with the detail on here for the I picked him up and sat him down and his arms are still fine. But you know, when you get to like the little spots, you know,
Yep.
it's like, all right, you know, it'll work.
But that's
And
how
you
you
just
can tell
gotta-
the people that really love their minis from the people who
Yeah.
just use their minis to play.
Yeah.
The people who've got the people who've got those nooks and crannies just painted, and then they're like, I have to make sure I get metallic paint on the ends, or no
Yeah.
one's gonna believe it's a fucking cog. Yep.
I play bolt action, and I currently have a Soviets army that I want to paint, but it's just like, do I really want to paint 100 Soviet troops?
I
You
was
know what
just
I mean?
about to say, how many are in your army? Yeah.
Yeah, it's all infantry because it's Soviets, so it's just like, yeah. It's like if I was going Germans, it's just like I have a Tiger tank and a couple units, and I'd
I have one of those too.
Oh my god. No, Noah.
The Car
Hold on.
98.
Huh?
This
Car
wrong
98.
podcast.
Yeah.
Or
Well, I
MP40?
mean, yeah, I got one. That's just, we'll put it that way.
That's gonna be Noah's OnlyFans is showing off his armory.
No, but listen, I've told you guys 100 times. My OnlyFans is my feet pics, but because it's also for the guys, it's pictures of my guns on my feet.
Hey, there you go. That's
You're saying girls can't like guns. I see it. I see.
No, but I'm saying if dudes are buying my feet pics, I'm not here to
You-
kink shame,
you-
but like
You feel
it's a little-
better.
it makes me uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? It makes me uncomfortable. Like I would much rather Joe buy pictures of my guns than
Lord.
my feet. He can buy pictures of my feet. I'm not scared, but like,
I
You know what I'm saying? It helps me
wanna
sleep
buy
better.
pictures of
he's.
your feet.
I think
yeah, it
he's
helps
good.
me sleep
I don't
better.
want to buy.
Okay.
I don't want to buy pictures of your feet, bro. I'm sorry. But...
Well, speaking of feet pics, do we want to transition into Baldur's Gate 3?
yeah, let's
Yeah, I
talk
think,
about some BD3.
What kind of
Some-
segue was that?
Well, it's because you haven't fucking played
Okay,
yet. Because
well-
your fucking PS5 ass can't play till next month.
So I think maybe what he was going with that one is that there's some weird shit that you can find in BG3. I walked in, or my party walked in on I think it's the equivalent of an orc and an ogre.
Yeah,
And
I saw that. Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck?
Oh,
I just wasn't expecting it.
It's the fucking the bugbear in the goblin camp. I know exactly what you're fucking talking
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You find
and-
that dagger there. You find that dagger. And it's like, oh, this is a nice dagger.
So with my current playthrough, I was like, I
wizard was
heard the
directed.
noise and I was like, I know what that is. I'm not walking in that building. I don't think there was any good loot in there. I don't.
Oh, I walked right in. 100%. 100%.
Just-
I was like, fuck
just
yeah, there's some
damn
bard shit
the
in here.
warnings, dude. Damn the warnings.
Oh my gosh, yeah, it was very interesting. And then there's sometimes at my camp every fucking night can't get a damn good night rest with somebody trying to either chew on my neck because he's a fucking vampire, somebody being a horn dog, somebody else trying to be a horn dog, somebody else having issues. Like, oh my
Okay, so
god,
I
you
was like-
So
guys.
it's
This
D&D.
was like, it's gonna go very different directions. And no, wait,
like
no,
s-
we're right back where it was.
So you choose to be a bard. You choose to be a bard, and then you get mad when everyone's a horde dog around you. Like
No, this was the other character. No, this was the ranger.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're just all.
I'm about to
Zords.
say like that comes with the prop. That comes with
Jen,
territory being a
I was
bard.
gonna say,
Jim, Time out. Time out.
max out
Jim,
charisma. People are gonna try
you
and
and
rub
I
your
play
ass.
at the same table, correct?
Yes.
You should know better. Somebody's got a high charisma score. I'm just saying.
I will definitely say that with the digital dice rolling on it, like it doesn't feel the same. I like that it does, all the math when I know I have a difficulty 10 for a trap disarm. I'm like, okay, well, let my rogue do it. He's got a plus 12 all his fucking bonuses, so he'll definitely get this. But there's Neon Lords. Hey, Brian.
Squirrel.
Yeah, I was looking. What's going on over here? But it's been really interesting. I really enjoy it. It's just the
Also,
it's not as much fun as rolling real dice.
We're creating monsters.
But like it's a good
no, but
substitute.
I wanted to just give them props because Larian Studios has figured out a way in the year of our Lord 2023 to release a complete product at launch price with 0 microtransactions and 0 70 gig day one updates, and somehow wind up having a completely motion captured and voice acted cinematic experience that is now one of the highest rated games on both Metacritic and OpenCritic, with a studio that is a quarter of the size of, say, Blizzard, who's charging me $25 for outfits for my necromancer.
But are you
Here's
paying
what-
it?
You gotta look
Of
fresh
course
as
I'm
fuck,
paying
boy.
it. I'm a fucking
Here's what I'll
degenerate.
say. I'll say
He has no self-control.
to the name.
No, I don't. Which is why when you did say no booster packs, I was like, I don't know, it's kind of a turnoff. I'm a degenerate gambler. What the fuck am I gonna do now?
But
Yeah,
ashes,
that's all.
it's the exact same thing. They're just larger, and I don't
Yeah,
put them
pretty
in
much.
shitty little cellophane.
Exactly. And I don't get to like actually touch it. It's just ooh, pretty.
Hey, you still get
like
the
a strip
random
club.
cards. That's how it works with TCGs, man.
No,
What?
see, because well, I'm not gonna say that
Sure,
anybody
okay,
else can
okay.
confirm it, but all you gotta do is just unbutton a button to where that dog chain tag kind of hangs out a little bit, and then you can touch as many strippers as you want to.
That's because they're all looking for fucking Tricare.
That's
And the BAH.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, but it's all right. It's fine. Anyway, Baldur's Gate 3.
Let's get back
No, go
on
for the
topic.
corner.
No.
No.
So
Hey,
yeah,
I
I mean,
tried. Fuck you guys.
this is the best Wizards product, I guess. Technically, Wizards of the Coast product that's come out in probably the last 10 years.
Well, I mean, and this is what I was saying. I want to give Wizards some props for once because Larian worked hand in hand with Wizards. Wizards said, "Here's all the shit.
Yeah.
Open book. Here's everything. Go crazy." And I have played Divinity Original Sin. Baldur's Gate 3 is leaps and bounds above Divinity. It works. It's stable.
Ooh, I like it.
Other than like minor bugs where,
I mean,
you
in
know,
a game that big, you're going to get bugs
listen,
with that many options too.
Yeah.
Feed
Yeah,
me.
you can't. You're not going to get around that.
just let me go ahead and highlight hot fix number 1 real quick. Where is this in the group chat? Hold on, I gotta find it. Okay, here we go. Gameplay. The very first thing addressed in gameplay. Penis C and D no longer clip through some Gith Yankee clothing. It's game of the year. It's game of the generation. Like that was the thing that was on the hot list was my dick flops through my shorts.
They need to clip that source code and send it over to Cyberpunk.
Why?
Help them with their shit.
Why do the characters have
There's dicks
penises? Hold
everywhere
on.
and can't figure out how to make them stop coming out of
Kristen,
clothes.
do you not know about this?
No.
You can customize your genitalia.
That's a thing of games.
Female and male.
Yeah.
Yeah, female and
Like
male.
So
Bedazzle?
my next, yes,
Well, like
you can have
size.
it different shapes, sizes, hair, no hair, and then my next bard that I'm gonna do on my second playthrough, where I do Curse of the Dark Urge, which makes me go full evil. I'm gonna have
Yeah, I've seen
all
that
the
playthrough.
equipment
Yeah.
so that I can successfully seduce everything.
Everyone.
I want mine shaped like a Volkswagen.
Yeah.
Can I do that?
Like, yo, you
Like
like
what?
this?
I
Cool.
want
You
my
want the
penis shaped like
titties?
a Volkswagen.
I believe that is vulva option C.
Nice.
Yeah. Don't ask me why I know that.
Slug bug.
But no, like I mean, we do kind of have well, not some people in the group have a tendency to shit on wizards. um,
Uh,
so you know,
oh,
I just kind of
We don't kink shame.
that wasn't a king shame. I
No,
just
they
wanted
like
to,
to shit on.
say, hey, we give props when props are due.
Absolutely.
You know, people have played a total of, I believe it was 136,000 hours on launch weekend of Baldur's Gate. Like, that's incredible. You've got 89% of total characters were spent an hour or more in character creation. Like, they've
Yeah.
obviously hit a hit here, and they are disrupting the industry enough to where you have people from AAA studios getting on Twitter and going,
crying.
hey,
They're actually crying. Yeah.
don't expect this to be the new norm and standard because that's just
no,
not
that's-
feasible.
Here's the thing. I can tell you right now when Starfield comes out, like this is the worst thing to happen to Starfield because when that thing comes
Yeah.
out, it's going to be unplayable. Like
It's
For at
setting a
least the
precedent
first
for
3
all
months.
games in the
Yeah.
next year. So now everything that comes out in the next year, they'll be like, we didn't live up to fucking Baldur's Gate standards. It's
yeah,
fine.
but that's I mean that is a good standard to live up to. A playable game that you pay the money and you get a playable game. So
It's
Come
not
on,
even
talk
that it
about
should be a
Bethesda.
standard to live up
Yeah.
to. It should just be the standard. This bullshit
Yeah,
with
yeah.
them creating games for the last damn decade is part of the
All
reason that I stopped playing video games. Dude, let's not talk about Anthem for a second. I will just lose
Yeah,
my
yeah.
mind.
I would
forgot
like to
about
talk
that
about
game.
Anthem.
Yeah.
I kind of
Somebody call
liked
Todd
Anthem
Howard.
until they killed it.
So you played for the first 7 minutes like I did. Yeah, great.
Oh, I played for like a solid month and a half, and then all my
No.
friends were like, "Bro, I can't anymore." And I was
No.
like, "But
No,
it's
dude.
but it's the Iron
No.
Man game," and I just
No.
please.
Absolutely not. Yeah,
Jared,
absolutely.
I'm
Absolutely.
pretty
Jared has
sure
a
at
really
one point. I'm pretty sure at one point I was one of 5 people playing Anthem. I'm not ashamed to say it, but that's fine.
It just, yeah, absolutely. But Baldur's Gate, if that is the new standard, I really hope that people I hope these AAA studios can start following suit. Because look how long Baldur's Gate stayed in early access. It just goes to show. Go ahead, throw it out there in early access. Let people fuck around with it. Let them bitch about it being in beta and all the bugs. Cool. Who cares how long it stays in early access? Don't release it until it's fucking done.
Can somebody
Don't,
call Todd Howard?
don't release it and then be
Hey.
like, oh hey, there's going to be.
That's not
so
profitable.
you might.
Yeah.
Well,
Call
if it's
Todd Howard.
if it's not profitable, they managed to do it, and I don't think it was just because it was just because Wizards was fucking shoveling.
I mean,
money.
And
like,
here's
here's
the
the
thing.
thing.
Let me do some quick math real
you
quick,
go.
okay? Because
That's that?
I believe the number they released was 819,000 concurrent players on Steam is what it peaked at, right? Times $60. So it made $49.1 million launch week. Okay?
So your
I'm
mom.
pretty sure that's better than the movie.
She's not that good.
I think pretty
Right,
sure that was better
but
than
it's
what
like-
the movie did.
Okay, so you make 50 million launch week, okay? You've made more than the D&D movie. You've made more than most games that come out unless you're, Santa Monica or Naughty Dog, because those are the outliers, right? Or, the Resident Evil 4 remake. But they put the work in and they did it. And, their pre-order numbers were not 800,000. It was, oh, holy shit, here's all the stuff you can do. It's fully voice acted. It's fully mocapped. It works. It's not unplayable like Cyberpunk
Yeah.
that was in development for twice as long as Baldur's Gate was,
To
right?
be fair, Cyberpunk ran fine on my rig, but apparently people had issues. But
Joe,
it
you and
ran
I are
fine
gonna
on
have a
my
special
end.
Cyberpunk episode, just you and me, because I'm gonna need an
Yeah.
entire episode uninterrupted to shit on that piece of shit. But
I actually really like that game, but I
But it was-
get it. I
it's-
also play Fallout
Yeah.
76, so I am not a reliable
Right.
critic for good
It's
games.
not a bug,
Yeah.
it's a feature.
same thing.
Yeah.
But it's you know, is it going to make Call of Duty money? No. But instead of
No.
going, hey, we're gonna take a team of 50 people to make a $25 bundle for the fucking eShop, they're like,
yeah,
no, just make the code work.
yeah, yeah,
You know, and I mean,
yeah.
I hate to be a complete cunt about it, but you know, this is one of those times that hashtag learn to code kind of worked itself
Yeah.
into the real world. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
Like-
yeah,
These fuckers know how to code, and yeah, it took them 6 years to get it out, and yeah, it spent 3 years in early
But-
access, and yeah, for 2 years we played 3 hours of Act 1, and that was it.
Yeah.
But hey, now we're in Act 3, and the biggest thing I've run into is I hit a cutscene that took a minute and a half to transfer from cutscene to combat. And I'm pretty sure it was because of my PC, not the actual framework of the product. And so I just, you know, I mean, and it's 100%, it is the closest thing you are going to get to a solo tabletop campaign.
Yeah.
Because Larian went, okay. They basically took the if you build it, they will come approach to it, right?
yeah, yeah.
Like, if you've been on Twitter or TikTok in the last 7 days, you can see people making fucking nuclear bombs with level 2 wizards, you know?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's like, all right, fuck it. You know, like, I'm sure the game did not expect me playing a bard, a squishy fucking College of Lore bard, okay? Not even Jin's College of Swords bard, a College of Lore, okay? Not a combat bard, who now has 148 hit points at level 9.
But
Because somebody's dumbass was like, oh, I'm definitely taking tough as a feat at level 3. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, but it's 5th edition, so it's fine. And I think here's my thing on it. I think what they try to do with the movie, they're actually getting done with the game. I think the game is bringing more people closer to tabletop that aren't in the tabletop sphere than the movie, if that makes sense. Because like the movie was just like all
Well,
inside
yeah.
jokes for D&D people, and that
Yeah,
I don't think anybody
100%.
understood what the movie was.
what's that?
I don't think anybody understood what the movie was either.
Yeah, and it's interesting because like they were talking about it in press meetings that they were hoping that the movie would generate new players and younger players, and it's just like, what about that movie speaks to anyone who doesn't understand D&D already?
Nobody.
Yeah,
Well, it's like
but the
if-
video game is like it's a good introduction, right? It's a good introduction to 5th edition. It's
Yeah,
pretty
like,
close to 5th edition.
I have friends that do not play
friends.
tabletop that are playing that are playing Baldur's Gate 3 and loving it. They're like, this is
Yeah.
fucking crazy. And like,
That's what I've been saying, man.
what I do love is the fact that like I have 2 very, very close friends that we kind of have this group text going back and forth between the 3 of us, and all 3 of us are running characters in Baldur's Gate. We're at the same quote unquote point in the story, but we have all gotten there different ways with different outcomes by accident. And things have been spoiled for each one of us because it's like, oh, well, I accidentally fucked up and picked up this one thing, which made this one person mad. And now I have completely missed 6.5 hours of your playthrough that you got to do because I touched a thing. And like, it's just, it's wild. And also, romance Karlak. That's all I'm saying. Hot, horny, tiefling, barbarian lady. You know.
Infernal
Uh,
machine for a heart.
Oh god damn, is she infernal? Hope she's infertile too.
Oh my god. Shut up, Peanut Butter.
I,
for
I
5
will
seconds.
say I was watching a Discourse Mini. She was playing through it, and she actually she played that guy. So she had the Dark Urge. She was playing like the typical edgelord player who was like that's what my character would do type of player. Who's
Ugh.
like shitty at all times
hmm
and like doesn't follow the plot, just wants to kill everything, murder hobo throughout the entire game. And
Yeah.
the thing is, like the game
That's
was
not right.
allowing for
That's
that.
Fallout.
Like, yeah,
Yeah.
like the
Yeah,
game
that's-
was allowing for that though. Like, cause like there's a point where like a wizard is like poking his hand through like a
Glory hole?
portal,
Yep.
and she just
Oh.
ripped
not
his
glory
hand
hole.
off. And apparently that was an NPC that you could play with.
No, that's a companion. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
you
but-
have the option right then and there. Do you want to
Dude,
pull
it's-
him through, or do you want to stab him in the face? And if you stab him in the face, that's the end of his story. You won't get the side quests. You won't get the companion
Yeah.
quests. You won't get anything that has to do with that.
But you get to
character.
keep your legendaries.
Yes, you get to keep your magical artifacts, and also fuck Gale, fucking bitch.
Yeah, but she just
But
like
also,
ripped his arm off.
If
and
you're
he
in
never
combat
cared.
and you're surrounded, you kind of fucking want Gale because you
Yeah.
know level 9 wizards are kind of OP. But it's just it takes in that like quintessential tabletop experience of okay, yes,
The GM crying?
here's the plan, right?
You
And
are your
this
own
is-
GM and you save scum
Yes,
instead of cry.
This is what I have created for you. But you forgot that players don't operate in this space; they
Yeah.
operate in this space,
Yeah.
and it lets you fucking do the things. And
Yeah.
it also like what I appreciated about Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, right? Like you can take metal objects and place them in water and superconduct electricity. And Baldur's Gate is like, hey, maybe don't stand in water when there's fucking electricity. Maybe if you're standing in a,
Right,
cloud of acid or poison and somebody happens
Get
to
out
cast
of that
fireball, fucking Oppenheimer motherfucker. Like it goes hard like that. And I have to say, I'm thoroughly fucking impressed. I played for 2 years in early access and didn't come close to scratching the surface. And those fuckers are the true Wizards of the Sword Coast. 100%.
Yeah,
Did
I mean,
Peyton
I
say that?
agree. I think it's cool.
And
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think it's
Cross
cool. I
save.
give.
so 3 days after my kid's wedding, when it comes out on PS5, I can play on my 90-inch television with my controller and be happy as fuck.
Is there multiplayer?
Like
Yes, there
co-op?
is. There is
Yeah,
co-op.
I've heard it's terrible though. I've heard
So-
you really have to experience the game single player, and multiplayer is
Well, so here's how the co-op works.
Nobody can
So
love you like you.
if you play co-op, right? Whoever creates the game, those characters live on that save. Now, if your
Oh, okay.
friends drop out and they're not playing, you can still play the game on that save and you can take control of their characters, right? But like I can't make a level 9 or I can't be a paladin at level 9 and then go, "Oh, I'm going to go play with Joe." We're going to start a brand new campaign, which I see that as kind of cool because it gives it gives 4 people the opportunity to
Level up
have-
together.
it gives you quote unquote D&D together like
It's
it's
the
meant
friends
to
you
be
make along
played
the
with
way
your
shit.
friends, right? And you can have 4 players and do their things, and you got your fucking barbarian, your cleric, your bard, and your rogue. Okay, cool. And you're all
Or
going to
4
play the game
bards
the
like
way
you're
you're going to
supposed
play
to
the
have.
game,
4 bards.
or 4 bards, which is the only way to play tabletop in the first place because bard gang best gang.
Bard game,
um,
best game.
But I mean, we haven't done a lot of multiplayer because we're trying to like save that for a playthrough with just kind of me and the boys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we started our characters and nobody dropped. We didn't have any kind of connectivity issues. We didn't get like any game breaking bugs. You know what I mean? There's like minor audio issues here and there, but you're also talking about a game that I'm 127 hours in, and I'm halfway through in a game with 174 hours of cinematic cutscenes.
Jesus Christ.
That's
So
cool.
like there's a lot of game there for $60. And so, so to those devs at, EA and Ubisoft and Activision who are like, my feelings are hurt because you guys like got what you expected. I would like to say, suck my whole ass from the back. Fucking make better games.
Get good.
Oh, it works on Linux apparently too. Cool.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Nice.
Good to know.
I have a question.
Okay.
Yes.
We have answers.
Yeah.
Maybe.
You sure?
What's up?
So you get potions in D&D, right?
Uh-huh.
From shops. Are potions like soup? Can you make like a whole batch?
Can you make it work?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is it soup? Are potions soup?
I mean,
In the alchemy menu on it, for Baldur's
Like,
Gate, right?
In general. Just in general.
Oh,
yeah. You brew
Yeah,
a potion
Yeah.
in like
Yeah.
a cauldron and then
Yeah,
just
it's soup.
scoop
okay.
it, yeah, and into
Yeah.
bottles. Absolutely.
Potions or soup.
I would
Got
see
it.
it more
Which,
as
by
like
the
a
way-
tea almost, maybe.
And like
Well,
that's
yeah.
it depends on what
tea,
you put in it.
You
that's
don't have to
another
make it one
thing.
at a time.
Yeah.
You don't have to make them
The
one at a time. You
game-
can make all of them at once.
No.
The game takes that Elden Ring Breath of the Wild approach to we're not going to hold your hand. We're going to let you figure some shit out. I
Yeah.
didn't fucking know there was an alchemy system in this game until 80 hours in. And I accidentally hit tab instead of Q to rotate my camera. And I was like, what the fuck is this button right here in the middle of my screen? And I clicked on it and it was like, hey, all this shit that you've picked up and is sitting in your camp, would you like to extract all these ingredients and make some potions? And I was like, it's
Fuck
cool.
yes, I
I've
would.
only spent 4,000 gold on fucking potions of invisibility, but yeah, no, I can totally make 97 of them now. It's fine.
As many games as you played and as many hours as you spend gaming, that didn't dawn on you?
No, because, and this is credit to Larian, I like, okay, so
He
me,
got engrossed in the game. Is
no,
what
100%.
is exactly what
Hyper-
happened. Yeah,
hyper-focused.
exactly.
I
Because
am
if you can
riddled-
customize your dick, it's got alchemy.
yeah. But here's the thing.
Somebody put that on a shirt. You can customize your
Oh,
chip.
yeah.
You got alchemy.
Okay,
Alright,
so
hold
when
on,
I was
I gotta clip
when I
that.
was trying
That's
to teach
getting
my wife
clipped.
how to ballroom
Clip
dance
that.
this afternoon, and she was like, "I don't think that we can dance to this song," and I was like, "Babe, if we can fuck to it, we can dance to it." And she was like, "Oh my god." I was like, "Okay, there you
I
go."
hope it's the Final Fantasy.
That's how you teach her. There you go. This is
Was
the
it,
rhythm, honey.
Yeah,
Was
no, it was
Cody
it
by
was the weekend.
Genuine.
No, it was the
Ah!
weekend hills.
I really hoped it was the Final Fantasy theme.
But
Oh.
so it came out last week, right? It launched Thursday at midnight. I had to work early Friday morning, so I was like, you know what? I've played the first act like 12 times. It's not that big of a deal. I'll wait till I get off work. Got off work, came home around noon. I don't think I talked to my family for more than 10 minutes until Tuesday the next week. And my wife even texted me. She's like, "Hey, are you okay, or are you just having like a day or
A week.
3?" And I
Yeah.
was like,
This is
I was like, "My bad. I
This is-
apologize,
yeah.
but I'm like, it will fucking grab a hold of you and bring you in because it is incredibly immersive.
Still
It also
customizing
tells
Dong.
you
Get back to you in a minute.
And it's like,
Full
you know
7
me.
minutes,
I
yeah.
play competitive shooters. I play battle royale. We play ranked in those type of games. I play with headphones and a microphone. Right? Baldur's Gate. I have turned off my second monitor. I don't give a fuck what's going on in the 18 discords I'm a part of. I'm not using headphones. I've got my sound bar for my computer on, and it's just boom, like I'm in it. And
ASMR.
it finds a way to keep everything compelling, and every single dialogue decision that you make affects the campaign going forward, and it is absolutely incredible. I cannot give it enough praise, and it deserves everything that it's getting. And in a year when it is up against something like Starfield on the way, which I don't think will hold a candle to it, but only because
will
I
not.
know Bethesda.
It won't.
Yeah.
And at the
It will
same
not.
time,
It's a feature.
if you had asked me in May
Oh yeah, yeah.
if Tears of the Kingdom had any chance of competition whatsoever, I'd have said no. But here we
Yeah.
are, August 14th, and I'm sitting there, and I mean, you're talking to a guy that's got fucking 4 different Zelda tattoos on him. Like, there's a very good chance this winds up being my personal game of the year, if not my personal game of the generation. I mean, it's that fucking incredible. And
It is very easy to play it. Like I could sit down like after dinner, give the cats their little treats, sit down. Next thing I know, I'm like, fucking hell, it's 4 a.m.
yeah, exactly. That
I
was
don't need
me 3 days ago. Like it was just I looked at my mom, I was like, hey, it's 8:00, I'm gonna go play some Baldur's Gate for a little while. She's like, okay, well, love you, good night. And I'm like, I'll be in bed in about an hour. I'm not gonna do that much. And then I looked down after I closed the game, and I'm like, it is 3:17 in the morning. What the fuck have I done? And you're just completely lost in it. And so, I mean, props to Larian Studios, a team of 412 people, I believe, is what that
Yeah.
IGN article said.
Yeah.
Props to those motherfuckers, 100%. They deserve every bit of praise they're getting. I couldn't fucking be happier. And yeah, at the same time, props to fucking Wizards for just letting those guys go crazy, because it
For choosing the right studio.
it really does. Like, if you open up your 5e player's handbook, you're playing 5e D&D. Like, all the mechanics are there. I'm the only thing that's really stood out for me. Yeah, like with multi-class, right? Like now you can multi-class at level 3. Period. You don't have to have.
that might be a 5.5 thing that's coming out with the new
the
edition.
1D&D, I believe, is the change. Is they're trying to make it on par with 1D&D. Yeah. But like, for the most part, I mean, anything you can really fucking do in a quote unquote Dungeons and Dragons game, you're gonna be able to do in Baldur's Gate 3. And Wizards fucks up a lot, and for every time that they send the Pinkertons after a motherfucker, and they take MSRP off of products, which causes me to have to pay $147.98 for a goddamn Precon deck. They're like, oh, by the way, Larian Studios, here is every fucking bit of D&D lore. Like, I mean, there are throwbacks to Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 and Shadows of Amn and Neverwinter and every fucking campaign source book that's out right now. There is a mic drop moment for that. Like when you Jen, so I'm assuming you've met Shadowheart at this point.
Yes. Yeah.
So when you, I don't know how far you are, but I'm in Act 3. Okay.
Just as a little spoiler alert here before people. Yeah, spoiler alert.
This isn't spoiler material. Shadowheart's a character you meet in the first 5 minutes of the game.
Okay.
Yes.
So I'm in Act 3. When you hit Act 3 and you're progressing through Shadowheart's companion quest, it starts lore dumping from the original Baldur's Gate.
Oh.
And ties it together. And as somebody who's played all of those before he even rolled a fucking dice back in the day, I was like, I know that fucking name. Like, wait a second, that can't fucking be. And then I'm like, oh shit, that's exactly who that fucking is. Like, it's crazy what they've been able to fucking do. And that's my info dump for the day.
There was no penguins. I'm sad.
We gonna
No.
fuck her in the back of the bus and fill her nose up full of that dust. 3-6 Mafia. Why not tour?
So
And I have to stop there.
But
You make me tired.
so we got a Neon Lord stream in 14 minutes that I will be
Yeah.
switching over to.
Which means you need to get the fuck out of here.
Zane, thank you for
Yeah,
joining
yeah.
us for real.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Like,
sure.
we still got
Yeah,
time.
anytime.
We still have time. Zane, like you,
Just
you
heads
got,
up
let's do a last spiel here. Let's try to really sell these people and get some.
Wait, I have a
World
question
of
about
Fate
it first.
going.
Yeah, ask some questions. I'm refilling my
What
drink, but I have my headphones
made-
on.
What made you decided to make this?
Roll of Fate. Well,
Yeah.
I had been developing the lore we were talking about earlier. I was
Mhm.
developing the lore for decades, and whenever I became a home dad, it was a huge change for me because I went from military to state police to home dad, so complete opposite sides of the spectrum.
Are you still
Um,
chasing crazies?
Wait, well, yeah, that's true. Now I'm just
That's
rolling in the
not
deep.
fair.
Now I'm
Just
just
the
rolling in
DNA.
the deep with them. But yeah, it actually was my wife's first pregnancy was really, really rough. And we had a lot of hospital stints. And there was just one day where we were stuck in the hospital for, oh man, it was like 4 or 5 days. But I brought some of my books and whatnot because it's just easy to lay on the couch and kind of write lore and things like that and anything to pass time. Well, that was kind of the day where I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just buckle down, and this is gonna be my new hobby. I'm just gonna finish this game, and then as the girls grow older, or girl at the time, it became for my girls over time. But as the girl gets older, I'm gonna play this shit with her. I wanna create a game that gave me the same sense of just nostalgia and safe place where I had all these memories made, and through EverQuest and World of Warcraft, I made a lot of my best friends, like lifelong
Mhm.
friends, in a lot of these games.
Gaming
So-
builds families.
Exactly, and that's why I made the game. That's from the get go. That's where everything came off. And I said, you know, if I'm going to make it a game, I'm going to make it a card game. And then I made it a card game actually because one of my long term buddies, he had a disease when we were younger, and he actually died like 2 years ago. And that was when I kind of like swapped it into a full blown card game. And I was like, you know, instead of making it just a tabletop, I'm going to add a card game component because card games were our like entire childhood. It was all Magic, it was all DBZ. And then I think we played Pokemon too, but it wasn't nearly as much as we played Magic and DBZ. So yeah, I switched it to, you know what, daughter's going to be okay, and I'm going to play this shit with her all the way until she's, you know, through with grade school, and then hopefully she'll pick it up and go play it with her friends and be able to pull her friends into
Hell
it
yeah.
because, yep. So
Because we need all the dice goblins and all the card collectors.
exactly.
We need
She's
all the shinies.
we did our first massive like dice purchase, and she's like digging through it. She's like, oh my god, the dice are so pretty, Dad. I was like, yeah. There it is.
It's like Scrooge McDuck.
Is this glitter in
Yes.
here? Yes, it is.
Yeah, they don't get any better as they get older. Um,
That's really cool though. Like, I love that, and I would say it all the time, and you'll hear me say it a million times: is gaming builds families.
Yep.
And
Absolutely, I believe that.
coming from somebody that doesn't have a lot of family that I prefer to keep around, I have a family of my choosing. And
Yeah, oh, yeah.
most of them met through gaming, and
Yep.
I'll tell my table something before I tell my mom.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Because you know, if you can share a lot of the experiences that you're going to in a role playing game, you should be able to pretty much share anything. If they can, you know, if they can handle the
Yeah.
inner depths of your mind, I'm sure they can handle
Absolutely.
well,
anything
like,
at big
like I've
surface.
said 1,000 times, I'm way too fucking proud to actually go to therapy. So
We play
I
D&D
have-
instead.
yeah,
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
we do tabletop instead, and I get to work my shit out, and it's fine.
Watching
So
people
like
watching
its
my
own
boys work their
therapy.
shit out is insane.
yeah, like when we had our
Yo,
kind of
yo,
like
bro.
family crisis a couple months ago, I hit up the Fallout and the 7C group at 2:30 in the fucking morning, and I was like, I just fucking can't, and and then at 12 o'clock in the afternoon the next day, I was like, hey mom, so this is what's going on, and
Yeah. Yeah. Well, like
So,
when
yeah.
my dad,
I'm not freaking out so bad anymore because my table group talked me down off the fucking ledge. You know.
Well, when my dad got diagnosed with brain cancer, and I mean, he lasted a year, but the first people that I told were my tabletops. And I'm like,
Absolutely.
here's what's happening with me. Like, I can't be super present, and again, whenever I was playing Fallout 76 on my PlayStation with a group of my friends, and my stepmom called me to tell me that the biopsy was cancer,
Calm it down.
like it was for sure cancer. And I had a whole moment, and all of my players, I don't know if you played 76 or not, but all of the people I was playing with stood around me in game to make sure I didn't get fucked up while I lost my shit. And
Yeah.
they stood vigil for me for like 30 minutes.
Yep.
Yeah.
So.
And it seems to some people won't understand that. You know, it seems funky, but you know, to gamers understand that you don't want to get killed and lose your shit. And if you're,
Right.
you know, you can't be
Right.
present, then you know
Yeah.
that means something to gamers.
Right.
So,
And I
yeah.
needed to still be around that. I needed to have that community around me, but I couldn't interact with them at that point. So they took it
Yep.
upon themselves to protect me. And
Absolutely.
I firmly believe that each and every one of my players is my family.
Yeah, and it stands for more than just the game, because if they were all present, you know,
Oh, absolutely.
it would have taken in kind.
And
Yep,
that's
for
why
sure.
you're bringing me a T-shirt to my wedding,
I am.
or to my kid's
To
wedding.
your wedding?
Yeah.
I went
What?
to one of Noah's favorite bands this last weekend, and he was super hateful to me until I bought him a T-shirt at the concert.
I wasn't super hateful. You were rubbing it in constantly.
You were super
As I
salty.
I was salty, not hateful.
Yeah.
It was salty.
He's like, "Where's my
Okay.
fucking box?"
But to
Yeah.
be fair,
To be
my
fair,
friend, who is like my brother, has been trying to have a child with his wife for 6 years, and without saying too much, let's just say that they've gone through some shit multiple times, and we're now 5 weeks away. So when he was like, "Hey, we're doing like a dude's baby shower at Top Golf, bring a bag of diapers," and I was like, "I'm fucking there, like 100%," because he's like
Absolutely.
my brother, you know.
Well,
And then the next day, Kristen's like, "Hey, Butcher Babies is playing like 30 minutes away from your house, and I can get tickets." And I was like, "You fucking bitch."
bad. Okay, so and I'll tell you, like, none of these people on your screen right now I've ever met in person.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Noah,
Nope.
like, I'm going through some shit right now in my life, and Noah literally calls me every day. Hey, I'm just checking on you, just making sure you're good.
Yep.
Like, that's what people do.
That's it, man.
That's what we
It's-
do. But
it's-
we're also we are the internet generation, so we fucking, you know.
I mean,
we
it's
we
no-
grew
lived
up
it.
with it and without it.
gaming
So-
exactly. Gaming is no different. Gaming is no different than anything else that the previous generation grew up with. The only major difference is they had the social interaction all the time. But just because you meet someone over a microphone doesn't mean everything that they say is false, or everything that they
Right.
present to you is false. They're still a
Yeah.
living, breathing human being. They can still be your friend. And more likely than not, they're probably going to open up to you about truths a lot easier than someone would face to face, because
Yeah.
there's a lot of walls when you meet someone face to face. So in a way, you kind of get to know them faster or a
Yep.
little bit more in depth than you would someone face to face. Because I mean, hell, I've known within the last decade of my life, I found things out about people that I've known face to face. I'm like, dude, what the are you what?
Right.
Yeah.
It happens all the time.
Well,
I
it's
mean,
like
so it's no different meeting someone over a microphone. You always hear people going, "Well, you don't really know him." Well, shit, you don't know the dude that lives next door to you. He's he could be a necrophiliac. You don't know,
Like,
goddamn, you know.
Yeah.
You're
My-
sitting there. You're
my
sitting
wife
there
and I
after-
were-
He could be staying up all night customizing the dick on his barn. You have
See?
no idea.
As
all
one
right,
should.
all right,
As
all
one
right,
should.
all right.
You're sitting
No,
there
like,
as
my-
one on
yeah,
a game,
that-
and you have another conversation. So what are you even talking
My-
about? Like, what interests you or whatever? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
My-
So
Courtney and I had this conversation the other night because, you know, Rain calls my friend Brian, who is, you know, nude on Twitch, also one of the fucking best people I
That's
know,
his
who is
name. He's
also
not actually naked on Twitch.
yeah, but it's KNEWD because he's a fucking smartass.
Yeah.
But anyway,
neat.
you know, she calls Brian Uncle Brian, you know, because Brian and I started playing a game together almost 8 years ago. Have never actually shaken hands or hugged each other in person, but he's one of my closest friends. Like that motherfucker knows everything that goes on, and probably the only
That poor dude.
yeah, But like the only closer friend I have, and this is something that like Jen and Zane can identify with, is my battle buddy. Like
Yep.
the only person I'm closer than, you know, Brian with is my buddy Josh. And, you know, Josh and I haven't seen each other in person in 15 years, but we still talk to each other every week. And, you know,
Yep.
it is what it is. But like he and
Yep.
I were in the shit together, but Brian and I started playing PUBG when it came out on Xbox over a Christmas break, and that's my motherfucker right there.
There
Like,
it
you
is.
know, it was hey man, you know, yeah, I think my daughter's in trouble because she's with this dude, and these are the things that's going on. And it's like, hey, motherfucker, I'm on the next plane. Just say the word, type
Yep.
of thing, you know. So, you know, we're just the generation that took the need to I don't need to see your face every day for you to be related
Yeah.
to me.
Yeah, exactly.
what I mean?
Not at all.
Yeah. And if you
Yeah.
don't see somebody online for a couple of days, you're like, you message them, hey, you know, I hadn't
Right.
seen you in game in a few days. You know, just make sure everything's okay.
Yeah,
Like
And
with
when
this
Baldur's Gate
dumbass
came
down
out,
here in the corner that goes to concerts without me, you know.
Hey.
It was like,
She,
hey,
she gave you a chance. You
It's
had
like,
a
hey.
chance. She invited you.
The last
you did
couple
just
months,
say you were on the next plane, motherfucker, and you skipped that one.
he's literally like an hour from me. You bitch. No.
but Zane, in my defense, I had to pull a bros before hoes moment. You know what I'm saying?
Right? But isn't she
Am I
your
a bro or a hoe?
I was just about to say.
Both.
Oh no, Kristen, I love you, but you're
She's
bros
both.
before hoes.
Oh, at least I know my place now. It's fine. So like the last couple months, like my life's been going to shit, and every single one of these people on the screen right here has offered me a place to fucking stay if I needed it. Hey, you can come crash here, or you can do this while you're figuring your shit out, or whatever. Like no questions asked.
Yep. And that's
That's
it,
not
man.
fair.
That's
I
what it-
told you
that's what
you
it
had to
boils
pick
down
up
to is
Wingstop
family.
on the way.
Yeah, no. Yeah, she said no questions asked, not no favors asked. Hey, you're gonna
Yeah,
have
I
to.
was like,
gotta get
well,
some
if
of
you,
those-
I was like, hey, if you coming this way, grab me a 10-piece of hickory mesquite barbecue. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
there you
seasoned
go.
fries.
I got a hanker for like lemon pepper right now. Like
Yeah.
lemon pepper wings.
Oh,
flats.
it's-
See,
Oh,
don't you have
God.
a meeting though?
I'm
Oh,
sorry.
we got
No,
2
it's
minutes.
Don't you have a meeting coming up?
It's
soon?
cool. It's cool.
yeah, I
it's
do.
just another stream. So
Yeah.
Well, no,
I mean,
we'll let you get
you
to
wanna,
it.
yeah. If you
Yeah.
want to just show the box again real quick, if you have it in front of you.
oh, sure.
We're
Yeah,
all
yeah.
like we're like
Entice.
fiends, like who's gonna get to show
Yeah,
the
Zane,
internet
show
now.
me your box.
Yeah, so this is basically just the starter box. It's a 2-piece rigid box. We wanted to go with something really nice that'll hold all your cards and your the battleground that it comes with.
And
Hold-
what tier on the Kickstarter does this come with?
So this one will be the actual. This is the $99 tier. This comes with like the
Okay.
full
Okay.
game. The battleground mat that it comes with is we've had them printed on. I actually go through a company called Inked Gaming. Some of you guys might be familiar with them. They
I
make a lot-
just fucking bought a goddamn map from them.
Yeah, there you go. I use there.
Oh, looky there.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, I
Yeah,
remember you showing that one.
yeah.
He did show that one to us recently.
Did you get Noah? Did you get the edges stitched?
Yes.
Okay,
I
good. Yeah.
I don't know if you can really see it, but this is my my magic
Yep.
mat, and I'm so proud of this because it's just got dumb shit that like I would totally say it's on brand for me, right? 'Cause
Ink-
it says like
Fighty
dead stuff,
place.
the fighty
Inked
place,
dudes.
lands and
Dudes.
junk, dudes. Yeah, like yeah, no,
that's-
it's Noah on brand 100%.
Inked makes a really good product. Like I've gotten to know like their community manager and whatnot, and he and I talk in emails, and he like anytime like I need a sample, he's like, hey man, just hit me up. But we have gone with Inked, and that's who we use for our battleground mats. And those come in a random battleground map comes in the starter, so that way
Joe,
you've got
when we get ready to do our
Yeah,
Wu
pretty
Tang
much
thing,
everything you need. Yeah.
Yeah, who's supposed to be reaching out to them?
Joe and I want to
Yeah.
do a Wu Tang Clan tabletop RPG.
Hey man, The funny thing is when you can take those rule sets and you can either modify them or make them work for different campaigns. That's how you can tell a DM has put some time into their campaign. If they go through and rework everything to work in a specific way, you're about to have a blast.
Okay, so I'm on the Kickstarter page right now.
Sure.
So
What's the Kickstarter called again? Let's plug this. Let's plug it.
It was it rof.gg.
Oh, that's
That's the website.
That's
But
the website. Roll of
yeah.
Fate on Kickstarter. Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if you
So-
Google it, it's right there. Boop.
I am looking
Well,
at the
when you go-
notable traveler pledge. It says 1 times ready for battle starter box.
That's it.
Is that the box that we have just shown on screen?
That's what that is. This is the Ready for Battle starter box.
All right. Well, as soon as this thing goes offline, you're gonna have another backer because I'm kind of a thing for big black boxes.
Hey, there you go.
Hey,
Nicki
I-
Minaj and Megan Thee Stallion can get it, son. I ain't even playing.
Shut the
Sweet
fuck
Lord.
Megan Thee
okay.
Stallion,
Oh.
though. Oh, yeah.
Golly.
Oh,
Yeah.
bro, ain't she from
God.
Houston?
Focus.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Focus.
But I bought the Cards Against Humanity bigger blacker box, right? The big
Hey.
like fucking 3-foot long one, and I also bought their fake 100th anniversary set that they just put out a couple weeks ago.
Hey, man, you'll have another big black box coming here pretty soon then.
Yeah, but no, I'm
Dirty. That's what you did there.
I am kind of invested in Roll of Fate.
Hell yeah.
You have made me a believer, is what I'm going to say.
Hell yeah.
Hey, man, it's gonna
So
it's
I
gonna
guess
be rad.
we should outro by just first saying go back, Roll of Fate. Just back it.
Yeah,
each
go
card.
back,
Yeah,
Roll of
please.
Fate. Go
Please
back,
do.
fucking Neon Lords of the Toxic Wasteland, because those motherfuckers are
Yeah.
they're closing here in a couple hours, correct? Or are they opening?
They're just
Neon
opening.
Lord is opening. They're opening at
Yeah,
midnight.
Neon Lords is opening
There
at
we go.
midnight. So but back both of these guys.
Yeah.
They're incredible.
Roll
They're
of Fate's
down to earth
already
motherfuckers.
backed. It's already funded, so you know you're getting
Listen,
your stuff.
I don't give a shit if
so.
it's backed or not. Fucking go give them some money. Broke ass
What I'm
motherfucker. What's
saying-
wrong with you?
He is right
no,
though.
what-
It's funded.
no,
You're
I'm
gonna get
saying-
your stuff.
Yeah, like you're gonna get your stuff because it's already all paid for. Instead of you
Yeah.
like putting money towards something and then waiting 30 days only to
To figure out it
say,
didn't
"Oh,
get funded."
sorry."
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah,
I
no,
mean,
we
it's already there.
Yeah, 100%. Degenerates with Dice is giving you approval for Neon Lords of the Toxic Wasteland and Roll of Fate for sure. 100%.
You guys have been endorsed.
We'll
Yeah,
we'll
thanks.
give you the
Thanks
for the
details on the
time.
Wu-Tang Clan RPG
Yeah.
when me and Joe get it finished in 5
Coming
years.
2025. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for your time, by the way, Zane. It was
For
awesome.
real, Zane, it was a pleasure.
Yeah, I'll be glad to poke back in here from time to time. Just let me know
Absolutely.
whenever you guys
And
want to chat. You need some inside info. Just let me know.
Good.
fuck, Joe, do we have a Facebook page yet?
Yes.
Yeah, we got a Facebook
We do?
page.
We do.
Okay.
Oh,
We have a
So-
Twitter, Facebook page, and a Discord, and all that.
As soon as Joe and I can figure out exactly what day we're gonna do the fucking wrestling stream on, we're gonna let you know. But we're gonna do it before next week, maybe. I think is what we've
Okay.
decided.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind
Um,
of down for whatever. I just have a.
And yes, and we
Yeah.
expect all of you to come in and fucking listen to us give commentary on old ass WrestleManias because why the fuck would you not?
You know, I may have to send that to my dad. He's a big wrestling fan. He's gotten to meet
Listen, if your
wrestlers over
dad
the
wants to be
years.
the very first special guest on fucking
Yeah,
Degenerates with
yeah.
Dice Wrestle Talk, then
Yeah.
hit your boy up because we're gonna go crazy. And Joe is gonna be sober. I'm going to try my hardest not to be, so that you can get my full unfiltered thoughts on WrestleManias 1 through 41,
weird.
and also why Roman Reigns is a fucking cuck. But we don't kink him here, so I'm not allowed to say that.
No, you can still say
Outro,
it,
Noah.
Like,
Focus.
yeah,
Outro?
Outro.
Oh, sorry, Mom said outro. All right.
You. We know what that means to you. You.
No.
Kinks
See,
are
you had to go and
hereditary.
make it fucking weird.
Kinks are hereditary. Kinks are hereditary.
Stop it. But
Noah,
hey,
you
hey.
did such a good job.
All right, but hey, time out.
Oh,
Just a
don't-
little personal intro to my life, right? So we're trying to figure out what song me and the wife are going to dance to at our children's wedding, right? And so she's like, "Oh, we should do like "Perfect" by Ed Sheeran or like "Time After Time" by Cyndi Lauper." And I was like, or we could do like "Freak" by Doja Cat because that's like on brand. So my daughter-in-law chose "Perfect" by Ed Sheeran.
Oh my god.
But anyway, it's Monday night. It is 9 o'clock Central Time, the only time zone because all of the time zones are a lie because that means they're not in the great state of Texas. The people's great republic of Texas, the only fucking state that goddamn matters. I'm just kidding. We love all of you, all Texas and its 49
Except
bitches.
Kentucky. Except for Kentucky.
Yeah, except for Kentucky. Wait, no,
that place.
but the Colonel's from Kentucky, isn't he?
Yeah, but he also left
Yeah.
because fuck Kentucky.
Yeah, he rolled
Like,
out.
dude,
He was like, "I'm done
I
with
used
this
to
shit."
I used to live there. I used to live in there. It's a Commonwealth.
Alright.
It's all fucked up. Don't fuck Kentucky.
All right. So fuck Kentucky, Texas, and Louisiana because of Popeyes. Because if you don't like Popeyes, fuck you. This has been the Degenerates of Dice Monday Night RPG Talk Show. You have had Jen, you've had Joe, you've had that hoe, and you've had fucking Zane, creator of Roll of Fate on Kickstarter. Go back that shit, dude. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
Yeah, please
the
do.
man found a way to make tabletop and collectible card games work together, and it made sense to me. So it should make sense to you.
Crayons doesn't involve either.
Because I
Good
think
quality
the macaroni and
cards,
cheese,
pretty dice.
yeah,
So
I
guess-
think the mac and cheese Crayola smells like mac and cheese. So we're good to go. Like it should make sense to you if he can make it make sense to me. And with
There we
that,
go.
we'll be back and look forward to myself and Joe nerding out over a little bit of old school WWF going into WWE. And I hope you do because I gave Peacock a whole year's worth of my money up front. So it should totally be worth it. But payback's coming up. Bro, here's how much I love my kids. The next pay-per-view is on the day of my kid's wedding.
Oh.
And they won't let me picture the ceremony and the pay-per-view.
Oh my god.
Oh,
But it's okay because she doesn't watch the show and I get to say that I may or may not have dropped some Star Wars lines in there.
And I did.
And I totally did because I said, the definition of love is clearly as a young slave who was then transcended to greatness once said, from the moment I saw you. And then I quoted Revenge of the Sith for like a paragraph and a half
Oh yeah.
because I am a god and I am on my bard shit. Suck it, Shakespeare. And with that being said, this has been the Monday Night RPG Talk Show. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll fucking smell you later.
hi guys.
Bye.
Have a good one. Thanks.
All right, we're going to raid Neon Lords now. So we'll go off.
Are we going to raid the lords?
Okay.
That'll work.
Zane, thank you so much.